To the show, it's a midweek delight. The Hump wag, where we laugh all night. Tombi's cracking jokes, a mindless Mosel king. While Smu the DJ's gaming makes the whole room sing. Hadouken joins us from the States as Kadath salt lamp has started to chafe. With Jack Tar lads olive oiled up. Yarny swears, oh fuck, shit, ass. It's the Hump wag, we're having a ball. From TV to gaming, we're covering it all. A crew so wild, you'll never forget. With Joe so sharp, you'll break a sweat. IcklePickle love stars with Tombi by your side. Hanayama stomping a kaiju supreme. Germany meets Japan, a Godzilla queen. He's the mighty Green Ranger, hero to all. Swoops in daily, answering the call. Misfits united, we're hilarious blend. Discussing the chaos right to the end. So grab a pint, pull up a seat. The Hump and watch a Wednesday treat. We'll chat, we'll rant, and we'll laugh till we fall. Midweek madness for one and all. It's the Hump and wag. We're having a ball. From TV to gaming, we're covering it all. A crew so wild, you'll never forget. With Joe so sharp, you'll break a sweat. And Germans too. This quirky crew's got laughs for you. We're breaking the news and breaking the mold. Hump and Wanker's comedy gold. You'll break a sweat. From Brits to Yanks and Germans too. This rookie crew's got laughs for you. We're breaking the news and breaking the mold. The Hump wag is comedy gold.
Hey, let's write something. What rhymes with cloud? As in, I've been burning through the sky, believing I could fly, till I fell from a cloud.
Grandma scared, she won't complain when I'm down. When the cops came on in, the ringing was not allowed. In my cat proud, so I can tell people I am fucking proud. My future wife will get Chris Brown. I've been a bookend, then I woke up on missing louse. The perfect landing on the tower made Osama proud. Princess Diana should have picked another route. I said the N-word loud and proud. When I told Drake I'm legal, he frowned. Driving's more fun when it's through a crowd. The dope is open prison and now there's a crowd. One in the pink and one in the brown. Into his own sister, the bloke from Alabama proud. To a granny in front of the crowd. Did he fucking my jiggly out? Makes so much sound. When I told my uncle what I did to the Boston Marathon, he vowed. When the Satanist talked about murdering a cat, the masochist me out. I tried to resist, but the voices telling me to push the child were too loud. The South Fantasy in fields unplowed. I believe my priest till he said, child, open your mouth.
Allora, Oh dear. So
Great stuff.
we always open up to chat music. An absolute fantastic way to open a show. Welcome, ladies, gents, to the Hump Day Chin Wag, episode number 48. And we've got two stormingly great guests with us today. But as always, we'll go round the room. We'll skip over the special guests first. We'll go straight to the normal panel. Then we'll catch up with our special guests. And then we'll catch up with chat and see how you're all doing. Now, the goal is to try and beat last week's intro, which I think came in at an hour and 10 minutes.
That was a long fucking intro.
That was.
You mean we've got to go longer?
No, we wanted to do it shorter so we can actually go through some topics.
Because we actually do have topics.
We do.
I did do my homework this week.
We do? What the fuck?
Yeah, we've got.
That's the first time for everything.
Not first. It's just an occasional thing, but I'm here to add colour and depth.
Yeah, I mean, there's certainly going to be
Jack does that.
colour. There's certainly going to be colour. So, most importantly for myself, obviously, welcome to the Hump Day Chin Wag. Just above my head is the GoFundMe for Jacob. I'm going to post the link into chat while some of the guests and some of the panel are talking, so we all are on top of Jacob's fundraiser. So we are pushing this as much as we can do, every opportunity we can do. And I think he's currently just shy of 30% of the way through his goal already, which is not bad for coming up to 2 weeks. But we want to see if we can get him up to that halfway mark by the end of the week. So shares, prayers, and everything in between. If you can give and you can afford to give, please consider doing so. But shares and prayers are more than adequate. So I'll drop that link into chat. As I said, we'll introduce the guests last because we'll do the usual round robin. Jack, how you doing, brother?
Yeah, I'm doing all right, mate. Your run on Read and Roll last week was pretty good.
Mate, do you know what? I'm absolutely freaking... I'm still pissed off that I died.
Everybody dies in the end.
Everybody dies.
Everybody dies. No one's finished the book yet. So hopefully, because Abe's returning in next week, so hopefully he'll be able to finish the book that he started last time.
Do you want to do me a favour, Jack? Whilst I'm going to grab the link for Jacob, do you want to just explain what Read and Roll is to Eric and Scott for me?
Yeah, so basically, back in the 80s, there was a couple of guys who created the Fighting Fantasy series of Choose Your Own Adventure game books. And so basically, I bring on a guest every week and we go through a game book. Basically, we play through a game book where I act as Dungeon Master and they are the hero.
Nice. I remember reading those. I remember reading those back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's what we do every week. We bring on an unsuspecting guest. But this week we got Yanni. Hopefully she's not gonna. Hopefully she's not gonna cankle. But otherwise we've got Abe next week.
Cool.
Yeah, but anyway, Tombi, I'm doing well. I'm actually because of Yanni's finishing her Taylor Swift doll yesterday. She's kind of got me back into me crotcheting. So I sat there for a bit last night doing that.
Crochet.
Me crotcheting, yeah.
Do you make a nice doily?
No, I made a giant cock warmer.
Mm-hmm. Big old willy warmer.
You have to wash that on hot because the wool will need to.
We're going to have to explain all of the inside jokes to Eric and Scott because poor fuckers.
Me too. I don't know any of this stuff.
When we're talking about Yarnwitch and her crocheting a demon, so Yarnwitch, she runs her own crochet business, but she is absolutely fantastic content creator. Just got monetized really recently. Only started streaming basically a few months ago and is already monetized, doing really well.
Nice.
Now, she was on one of the other channels with, I think it was either Dadman's channel or Atom Gray's channel. Can't remember which one it is, but one of them it's got to be Dadman's channel. One of them mentioned a Taylor Swift crochet book where you could learn how to crochet Taylor Swift. And her other half says, "You are not getting that. No way, no." Yanni's like, no, definitely not. It's not something I can do.
It's not something she would ever want.
Whereas Tombi's kind of like a bit of a dick. And I heard this conversation and just so happened to know where Yanni lives. So I was like, The plans are the cogs are running. So yeah, hopped onto Amazon, found the crochet knitting pattern, got it delivered to a house, took a picture of when it got delivered, and then sent her a message, Yanni, I believe that one's for you. Dream, picked it up, and the next thing you know, I get called everything from a pig to a donkey to an arsehole to a wanker because of the fact that she's got this Taylor Swift crochet doll pattern that she's just spent 11 streams making. Now, if you looked at this crochet doll, it looks nothing like Taylor Swift because she emoed the fuck out of it. This thing has got emo bangs. It's got giant tits. It's got a strapcaster.
It probably has tits and ass.
And it's amazing. It's amazing. And the funniest
sounds like the kind of Taylor Swift I could get behind.
Yeah. Do you know the
She even made a tiny little flying V, a Gibson flying V for it.
Flying V, that was it, sorry. And the funniest thing on the last episode, she accidentally glued her finger to the fucking doll. Well and truly glued it. She had to snip around the glue. Oh, it was just so
and that's why Yarny's not here today, because she's still attached to Taylor Swift right now.
Yeah, she's still attached to Taylor Swift, so she's
solid.
Yeah, the glue's stiffened up now and she can't move.
Yeah. It's probably not the only thing that's stiff right now, but there you go.
Okay.
Anyway.
My back is definitely stiff.
That's because you're old. You are the oldest person here.
By about 300 years.
By about 300.
by about 3,000 years.
Hey, how you doing, brother? How you doing?
Still breathing. Can't complain.
Living a dream. Living a dream. That's what it's all about. I can see plenty of people coming in from all the sites. Finally, Twitter is actually connected for me. It didn't connect for Smu. So I think I need to sort out Smu's connectivity.
Get your shit together, Twitter.
Skill gap.
Do you know what it is? I do my shout outs for streamers quite regularly, and it all looks that formulaic. This streamer goes live at such and such a time, images, whatever. Well, Twitter actually complained that they thought I was a bot. And I was like, no,
You are kind of.
I'm just pretty fucking clever. And they were like, oh, okay. So I had to do a bloody capture fucking test on my mobile phone to go live on my mobile for it to then unlock going live in the desktop. And so from the 1st of April, bearing in mind 1st of April, I'm thinking this is a fucking April Fool's joke. I haven't been able to stream on fucking Twitter. And I'm like, well, there's a load of people in the audience that normally come in and say hello and stuff, and I haven't been able to say hello to him. Bastards. Right. And it was basically Twitter's. So Goat, if you're trying to connect to Twitter, disconnect completely, go into Twitter, go to the third-party connection from EVMux and just remove it, then re-add it, and it should be fine. Should be fine. It's bizarre, though. Really strange. But Abe, you well. Good to see you on the show as always. Paul Hadouken.
How's everyone doing? I'm doing well. Just chilling. That's all I got. Happy to be here.
You got a kitty?
Oh, kitty raid.
Kitty pretty. I would love it if Kitty just bit your hand, because that would be
no. She's too sweet. She will attack me though if like I'm trying to move her from a place that she doesn't want to be moved from. But right now she most of the time is just a nice sweet little. Oh, she's being lovey right now. Goddamn, cats are always ruining my streams or enhancing it. However you want to look at it. These devils are trying to take over and kill me. I know that they're planning on killing me, but it's okay. I love them anyway. Oh, hello.
Just be thankful of the fact that when you do kick the bucket, you will sustain them for a long time.
Yes. Yep. This is why I'm trying to lose weight. I don't want to sustain them for too dang long. Like,
but you want them to starve.
Yeah, I want them to starve. Like, all right, you can eat me, but I'm not giving you a whole bunch of meat to eat.
Yeah.
So
You have
I'm
Peter knocking down your door, talking about why didn't you leave food for them?
Yeah,
it's like
exactly.
Yeah.
Why are you
exactly.
such a bad homeowner when you don't feed your cats when you die?
Yeah.
Feed
How
yourself.
dare you?
I mean, don't worry. I mean, they'll slurp up the liquids when you become mulch, so
Ew.
it's fine.
That's nasty.
That's nasty. As,
Speaking of slurping up,
yes,
I don't know. I was gonna make a joke. I was gonna make a joke about Abe.
Punchline coming.
Yeah.
Well,
Saw
fuck
that
you
coming.
too, Paul. Go fuck
Yeah,
yourself.
and that's what I was gonna say. Chat, you know what it is. I'm pointing at all you in chat. Go fuck yourselves.
happy days, Greg.
Hello.
How you doing? How's your
I'm
shoulder?
good.
How's your finger?
Actually, not good today. It seems to be getting worse again.
Have you been playing video games?
A little bit, yeah. I did play
Oh.
Zombie Army 4 and Ready or Not, which is actually really good, actually. Recommended. If you can get it on sale. It's a SWAT simulator.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit hard, though, right now.
So Greg's had this shoulder pain, numbness, fingers, and all sorts for months.
Yeah.
And we keep on saying
7 months.
You need to go to the chiropractor. Now the question is, Greg, have you been to the chiropractor?
No, I've been to an osteopath. I keep telling you, I go to the osteopath every month.
Do you know what I say to that?
Hello, you can.
Exactly.
Well, thanks for that advice. But, I enjoyed your PC build stream. That was good.
Do you know what's really, really funny? I just randomly selected a PC to kind of like be the thumbnail.
Mm-hmm.
And it ended up being pretty much identical to the one that we built in every way. The case was ever so slightly different, but all of the internals were pretty much identical. And if you looked at it, it was like, hold on a minute, I don't think I could have fucking predicted this any better than my life. So on the weekend, built the son a new gaming rig. My God, it fucking flies. I kind of got jealous. I was like, how can I sabotage my computer to get past the wife that I need to build a new one?
Drop a cup of tea in it.
No, I mean
that's believable.
It's been misbehaving anyway.
Just drop the wife.
Drop the wife.
Love you, Tam.
Drop
Hail
the
smooth.
wife.
What's up? What's up? How you guys doing?
Yeah, living the dream, living the dream. Who did I get up to in terms of introduction? Greg.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think I'm kind of done.
I'm just going to
Germans are
rearrange.
next.
I'm just going to rearrange people slightly. I want to put our beloved guests front and center. Smooth.
Ooh.
Go there.
You guys
Paul,
ever seen
go
Blacked?
there.
Now you guys are on the couch.
We're getting the Riley Reid special.
That's right. We're surrounding you.
I'm surprised you know who Riley Reid is, honestly.
Oh, man,
But then again,
51,
Man of culture.
51 years old.
51
years old. 51 years old and 12 years of military service. Trust me, I know who Riley Reid is.
I believe you. I believe you.
As soon as you say military service, everyone knows who Riley Reid is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Basically.
It's like, here's your gun. Here's a picture of Riley Reid.
Yeah, she's been on plenty of tours.
I bet she has. Oh, yeah, me. Hanayama, how you doing?
I can't complain so far. I mean, obviously, we got like triple good news today. One of them being the Ubisoft stock. And that's only good news for me, not for them. Who cares?
What's it down to? I saw it's like 7.
Below €9.
Damn, their stocks dropping that hard. God
Yes,
damn.
and the funny thing is, the expectation for tomorrow is it drops even harder. They could potentially tomorrow drop below €8, and if they do, I will celebrate the hardest man alive ever.
They're gonna be delisted from the stock market, aren't they?
You say that like that's a bad thing.
No, I'm just thinking
But
it.
fuck them. Who
inevitable.
cares?
So 10 cents going to swoop in and buy the rest of it.
They will do. They will do.
They will.
10 Cent is looking at Ubisoft like an all-you-can-eat buffet, being like,
7th of April, 9 o'clock in the morning, they were at 8.27.
Yep.
Oof.
And then they climbed slightly over 9 and then immediately dipped below.
Yeah, so they're at 8. They're currently at €8.90.
Yep.
So I expect they're probably going to go down. They're tracking back down towards the low 8s for tomorrow. But the second they dip into the 7s, it'll be free fall.
Yep. Then
Because
it's Joe over.
It's Joe over.
And you know what? Fuck him. Who cares?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the thing is, it's been a long time coming. Right, let's go down the center. Smu the DJ, welcome. How you
Welcome.
doing?
Doing good, I think. I just got home, so I got nothing to say, really.
Wake up!
Except for fuck Ubisoft. Fuck Adi Shankar, or whatever his fucking name is.
Yes.
Adi Wanker, or whatever his name is.
AD Wanker.
AD Wanker. For bastardizing Devil May Cry. Go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself. And yeah, don't watch that show. That's all I can say. Don't.
Yeah, watch the 2007 original Devil May Cry anime.
Yes, it's way more. It's way more. It respects your time. It's 4 hours long, just about as long as the Netflix anime is. I'm putting anime in air quotes here because it's actually not anime. It's Western animation.
The Netflix abomination.
The Netflix abomination, yes. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Don't fucking watch it.
I saw the screenshots of America invading hell, and I'm like, what?
And then you saw the demon wearing the fucking turban, and you already knew.
I just want to point out this was one of Kevin Conroy's last voice acting gigs.
Really?
Why is all his last stuff being just fucking the worst thing ever?
I mean,
because studios Cenobites are just trash.
I just want to point out they play American Idiot when America invades hell. That's all you need to know. You know.
Green Day probably was like drooling at the mouth to be like, oh, you guys want to do an anti-America thing? Yeah, fuck yeah.
Because fucking Green Day are a bunch of fucking dickless stooges.
It's a shame. Dookie is one of like the greatest albums in history, and then you got to attach these pieces of shit to that album. It's like you got to separate the art from the artist sometimes. But goddamn,
they're a bunch of half a fag fucks giving each other ball koozies in the back of a van.
Couldn't have put it better.
And the funny thing is, Paul, I'm now gonna steal your fucking shtick because Green Day, go fuck yourself.
That's fucking right. Anyone who's like, I'm gonna renounce my American citizenship and move somewhere. Literally every artist or any actor who has said that could literally bend over and fuck themselves. Like, genuinely,
blown retards.
Probably already do.
Go for it, Scott.
I'll say they probably already do.
Wouldn't surprise me.
If you do, I mean,
I've heard.
I'm quite happy. I'm quite happy to offer them my spot in the UK for their spot in America. Just let's do a straight straw. I'm quite happy.
Perfect.
We'll take that trade, man.
Yep.
I'll gladly.
We're all going to America. Fuck it. Fuck this shit. Europe is a big fucking puddle of piss.
It is.
Just don't send Rosie back.
Yeah.
They could keep Rosie over there. Fuck that.
Yeah. I mean,
she almost sunk Ireland, so I think Ireland is
almost capsized.
Her in the potatoes. So anyway.
Is Madonna the Crypt Keeper still out there with you guys?
Oh my god.
Who cares?
Ellen DeGeneres.
Oh,
Degenerate.
I think Ellen DeGenerate is out there now too, right?
Yeah.
We've got that stray member of the royal family back from there as well.
Boy.
Great.
You're royal.
Don't even mention her.
You guys can keep his wife too.
No. He's your royal now.
I tell you what, we'll deport them halfway across the Atlantic, and you deport them halfway across the Atlantic, and just leave them there.
That's only fair.
That's about the Azores.
Yeah, that works.
Just give them to
I mean, I was thinking the ocean's perfectly good, but yeah, sure.
Let's
find an island for them.
An oil rig.
Maybe we should have. But that's why they wanted Greenland.
And maybe they're going, we want privacy.
Yeah, the international privacy door.
I mean, we could always send them to one of those Chinese islands in the fucking South Pacific, right? We could drop them off there too, since they love all that shit anyway.
Now we just deport them to the Arctic. What the fuck?
It's just deport them to a different planet.
Oh, that's fucking pissed me off. I don't have we want privacy video. Fuck.
That's a you problem, mate.
We want privacy as they're just blasting everything all over social media, but we want privacy.
Yeah, of course.
There was a time in Russia's history where a bunch of people just dragged the royals out into the street, and well, never mind. That's for another.
Right.
They revolutionized their ass.
I mean, they could breathe through more holes.
They won the miracle.
That's what it comes down to. That's what it comes down to. Right.
Fuck yeah.
Chat. It's at that time where we introduce our special guests. And the first one, a veteran of the armed forces, an all-round good guy, Eric. How you doing, brother?
How's it going? I'm really glad to be with you guys. I'm Eric Soto, the Big Red One Guy, host of the Break the Machine podcast on both YouTube and Rumble. All my handles are Big Red One Guy on like everything, Twitter, X, whatever the fuck they call it now. I'm not on Twitch. I'm gonna get back into gaming, so at some point I'll get into that. But we talk everything, politics, you name it. Last year was a heavy year for us in the United States with everything going on with the presidential election. Not just the presidential election, but in our House of Representatives and in the Senate. So we spoke a lot on the show about politics, and myself and who's going to introduce himself shortly, RedDayWalker got together. I want to say probably October, and we just been together since, hosting every Monday and Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern, and I also go live on 8 p.m. on Wednesdays Eastern as well.
Happy days. Welcome, brother. It's good to see you.
Welcome.
Good to see you on the show. I'm just going to rearrange things because Smu dropped out.
Damn it, Smu.
And his
It's all
partner
your
in
fault,
crime,
Smu.
his partner in crime, who was there for the Ratgate incident.
God, that was awesome.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. I'm glad you mentioned that you were actually moving the things around. I thought I was having like a seizure or something. I saw people moving.
He does it all the time.
I was like,
That's
whoa.
not the mushrooms that you took earlier. Don't worry.
Yeah, it was a bad trip. I was like, not going to make it through the podcast. But yeah, I am the RedDayWalker, and I am the Big Red One Guy's lackey. I
wouldn't say that, brother.
I join him for the podcast every Monday and Friday, but what keeps me busy most days is Instagram, where I have my big account, and we talk about anti-establishment, anti-WEF, anti-globalism, you name it. Obviously, focus on America, but yeah, there's shit going on all over the world, so we try to highlight it, and let's tell them we're never going to go away. So just have to deal with us.
We got Scott and I pulled down on the day of President Trump's inauguration, but everybody on YouTube who was streaming the inauguration got pulled down. It didn't really make a difference what the size was. And we're streaming also on Rumble too. I failed to mention that. Apologize to that chat. I do recognize Psychotic Mongoose in the chat. I know Psychotic Mongoose from Discord. By the way, I do have a Discord. It's called the Big Red One Guy's Patriot Hangout. We're going to start doing movie nights, and our first movie night is actually the 19th of April, and we're going to watch Heat in remembrance of Val Kilmer.
Nice.
So please come and hang out with us on the 19th of this month.
Yeah, looking forward to it, guys. All of the links for everybody, including our guests, are in the description over on YouTube and over on Rumble, but we'll post them constantly throughout the show. But welcome to the fun and games, which is the Hump Day Chinwag. And now we're going to say quickly hello to the chat.
You forgot Scott.
You forgot me?
No.
Did you do?
You got me.
Fuck me, your memory's getting worse, Greg.
And I was the
Greg is so old, he already
I talked last
5 minutes ago.
Did I blink and miss that?
Greg, you know where you are.
Was my audio off the whole time?
Yeah.
I know, maybe I just wasn't listening.
How many fingers, Greg? How many fingers, man?
Blink
You
Two,
got the
man,
wrong way
yeah.
round.
Don't wave two fingers anywhere near chat.
Do you understand the words coming out of my mouth?
Hey, Greg.
He just
blink
barely.
Greg, blink twice if you need help.
I can't. It'll set off my seizure again.
Yeah, you got to be careful with those two fingers around
Bro,
Jack.
you
Germans.
just had a Mitch McConnell moment.
Yeah.
I like turtles.
Anyway, what was I signing?
Do you know what moment he actually had?
Everybody knows you never go full V.
Exactly. That's Greg was like, what fucking Pokemon? I am Don Scott.
I get this when I'm watching YouTube videos as well. I just can't keep my concentration on them at all. I just start thinking about something else, and I'm like, "What the fuck is this video all about?"
Did I turn the stove off?
Oh man!
Yeah. Did I turn the stove
mad.
off? Right. Let's say hello to the chat. We've got quite a few messages. There's like 300 fucking messages I've got to fucking
Oh yeah.
Very active. I've gone out.
Right. Legatus, how you doing, brother? Good to see you. Good to see you. Bishop. I'm just going to flick through and say hello to everybody.
Hi, Bishop.
Santos. Greg, you were saying?
Phoenix.
I said hi, Bishop.
Lord Thoth, how you doing? It's good to see you.
Yo.
And then we've got, I know, mate. And then we've got Davey Vorf. My English is bad today.
Good for Scally.
Okay, so now we're missing somebody that cannot see because Greg cannot hear and already forgot. Tombi can't speak, so who's blind? Do we get the hat trick?
We're taking over.
Yeah, we take over.
We need to steal the show from the old people, give it to the young people, so we can hear and see and read everything.
Indeed. Talking about
Stay off my lawn, buddy.
Stay off my lawn.
Hello, Tracy Reeve. I haven't seen you in 84 years.
Me and Tracy used to take the trolley into town.
Yes.
Oh, the dolly trolley. Oh.
Why are you gay?
What?
Why are you gay?
You are gay.
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.
You are.
What the fuck is ginkgo?
Who says I'm
What
gay?
is ginkgo biloba? What's that?
Oh, that never gets old.
Blowbirds is a fucking tree in it.
I know what ginkgo. Yeah. What's that do?
Oh, it's probably something to help your memory.
Ginkgo is something you definitely need, mate.
Yeah. Shocker, Zulu. How you doing? Oi, where am I? No fucking idea, because we don't know where we are.
Go fuck yourself, Shark.
Tara Crystal, how you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for joining. Then we got brother Rick. Good to see you, brother Rick. And then Crimson Shadow as well. How you doing?
Shudder.
Shudder.
Shudder's back. What's the crack?
Levistro. Yay! I catch it on the intro.
Wow.
Good.
After 10,000 years.
10,000 years later.
The intro is one of my favourite bits, I will say. I spent a lot of time getting it just right. It needs a couple of more tweaks to be absolutely perfect. I want to change some of the images, such as Smu's at the start, to some of the newer stuff. But it's a bob-on intro. I'm fucking proud of it. Uncle Martin! And it's all freaking AI and 2-second clips from the exact...
I call
Oh, he's gone.
What?
That sounded interesting, Jack.
Say that again, Jack, because you just dropped out.
Yeah.
You say parkour?
Parkour?
Sort of sound.
I said I caught it on the entrance once. It was never the same since.
Just the tip.
Was it dry?
Oh wait, no.
Yeah, must have been. Seth!
I'm roboting. I can't hear a fucking thing anyone's saying.
I had that problem too. I had to refresh, Jack.
Galadorn.
It's your fault.
How you doing, Galadorn? We're going to skip through and get the new people. Anarchy66, who is tying the knot. So he's actually getting married. The lunatic is getting married for the first time. Good luck, brother. Good luck. You're going to fucking need it.
Congrats, man.
Dominus Luminous, brother.
I'm so sorry, mate.
I'm so sorry.
So sorry for your loss.
Run for your life.
Flee, you fool.
Boobies.
Yay! Flee, you fools.
Bobby.
Bobby girl.
Mirden. How you doing, Mirden? It's good to see you.
Catfish Daddy.
The Catfish Daddy. Samael, the infamous. How you doing?
Go fuck yourself.
Fuck yourself.
They didn't do a new one on the main channel this week, so I had to use a slightly older one. But it is what it is. Good enough. Good enough.
Last week's was definitely sending us all to hell. The chat music.
Last week's was spot on, actually.
Yes.
Chat music gets me every single time, and I'm like, you motherfuckers.
Shout out chat music.
Oh
no.
Nice moves, we take a roast on the 40.
Oh, it gets worse as well. It gets worse.
It does.
Yeah, it's a lot worse.
It starts off so good, though.
You're going to fucking hell. Fuck it.
Nice moves, we take a roast on the 47 chromosome. I didn't know they come in color options to dog syndrome. In a chrome, but the chrome never lacking. Is this KSI percent? XY tentation, bro got nerfed twice.
Holy shit.
Bro me. Down from the streets. Blood took stay down a little too seriously. Man's a shiny Pokemon, he said drip and drown. Pick a 47 cents, at least the moves ain't down. Head down, James, bro, got the wrong DLC twice. Double down, finally I saw black version before I died. But short money, tall life on hardball. Must be the newest models, that's the leader, I suppose.
Man down. Repeat, man down.
Fucking, we're going to hell anyway. Fuck it.
Wow. So who's driving the bus to hell for that one?
Tombi, his channel.
We're all doing it in shifts, I think.
Yeah, we're all doing it in shifts. Bill,
I'm actually on the top surfing the bus.
Yeah. Bill asked the question: anyone seen Murderbot Apple TV trailer?
I saw a trailer for it earlier. Yes.
Is it worthwhile looking at? What's it about? Is it about a murder robot?
Basically.
The Terminator.
Is it just Megan?
Wouldn't call it Megan, but it's
Megan.
I don't want to take anything away. Just look at it. Just look at it. It's Apple TV, so it has an interesting premise to it. Let's just put it that way.
Murderbot. Oh, is it the Murderbot Diaries?
Think it was? Yeah. Title.
Oh, it's got Alexander Skarsgård in it.
One of the Skarsgårds.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay, I'm just gonna pause it in the background. Right, let's carry on with the chat. Bill, good to see you. Flame Mage, how you doing?
What's up, Flame Mage?
Fuck yourself.
Fuck yourself.
Clifton, go fuck yourself.
Actually, Clifton actually responded to you directly, Paul.
Go fuck yourself, Paul, because he knows.
I know.
Absolutely amazing. And then so not yours joins us as well. Good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you very much indeed.
Hello.
Bye. Spinning through eclectic. Hey all, PC is updating, but I thought I'd pop in on my phone until the battery dies.
I'm going to be joining Goat after this very stream.
Oh.
He's getting goated. He's getting
goated.
What are you talking about?
Settlers of Catan.
Oh, I thought you said someone was getting throated. I was like, what?
Throat goated.
Wow.
We're getting throat book action.
Well, we have a pickle connoisseur on this panel.
Oh, okay.
This guy down below
down here.
gag on a pickle.
I fucking hate pickles.
The side of the pickle I've seen him gag on would make a sailor fucking cry.
Hold on, I think I do have a picture I can hold.
Oh, Jesus.
Is it the Warframe picture?
No. That is a good one too, but hold on. This is a screenshot.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, no, hold on.
I'm already terrified.
It's fucking glorious.
Steph Dragon, shout out to Paul, my fellow company boy and Hanayama, my Warframe Steel Path enabler.
Hey.
Well as you are
What's
a
up,
legend on the
Seth?
panel. How you doing, Steph? Good to see you.
What up, Axis? Good to see you, man.
Good old Axis joining. Steve. Is
Well, your joke's on you. One part of the Axis is literally on this panel. Well, technically, 2/3 of the Axis.
I was about to say, like, what the fuck?
The guy below me is, he's double access.
Axis Pro.
Boosh. How you doing, Boosh? Good
Boosh.
To see you. Good to see you.
Go fuck yourself.
Fuck yourself. And then the sun joins us. Watch out, ladies. Daddy Magic has entered the chat.
Oh, shit.
AKA professional wanker, AKA Lucy fucker. So for obviously the rest of the panel, we play Marvel's Rivals regularly on a Tuesday. My son is a dickhead who solo freaking takes on basically the entire team, wipes us all out, and makes a beeline straight for me.
You know what we should do next time? We should just convince your son to go with play ranked matches with us, and see how far we can get.
Yeah, it's obscene.
But can you shout Leroy Jenkins as he does it?
Leroy Jenkins. Can you give me a quick number crunch? 33 and a third %, repeating, of course. Not that I've seen that too many fucking times. God damn it. World of Warcraft player. Ref! How you doing? It's good to see you. Good to see you. Ref. So, obviously, for Eric and Scott's benefit, this is why intros take so long sometimes, because we just tangentially just go off on bollocks.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Sometimes.
That's right.
All right, okay. Every week we
Good
generally...
times, brother. Good times.
Yeah, we
Usually
just
always never.
talk shit. Weasel, how you doing?
There was this one time back in 1969 when I
I was there. I seen it.
I was there. That's when I was born.
Get your
Yes.
fat ass back down there, fat boy.
Weasel, go fuck yourself.
Diesel, fucking.
Hey, the beast.
Fucking the beast.
Diesel beast.
Diesel beast. Diesel beast nuts. Hello. How you doing? Doing Yanni, hope you were doing okay, or at least trying to. Yeah, hopefully she'll give me a shout at some point. Let me know how she is. She's not very well at the minute. She's not well at the minute. So best wishes to Yanni. And then we got Snorter Poopus. How you doing? It's good to see you.
Hello.
Love that name. Snorter Poopus.
Snorting the Poopus. Tuber. And then we're skipping through, and I'm just trying to find some of the new people talking in chat. I think we've pretty much got everyone so far. And then we've got Fallout Dave. How you doing? Dave, I support that idea, Abe. We always support the ideas of the chat. Definitely.
Always.
Definitely. Phoenix Santos, keep them away from me, please. Asia is cringe enough as it is. Hanayama, yes. Pretty cringe.
Clinge.
I think we are. I think that might have been Smu typing "Old Man Greg." I thought that was Yanni.
No, that was me.
I thought it was Yanni. I was like, hey,
it was me.
What are you doing?
What you doing?
What you doing?
He's old Greg.
Old man.
Oh, Greg.
That was me.
I think we are.
Do you drink Baileys from a shoe, Greg?
No.
No.
Notice how he was like, no.
Jonathan Stevie's in chat. Good to see you, Jonathan.
What is going on, Jonathan? We'll see, Jonathan. I'll see you tonight at 8 p.m., brother.
Is that a threat or a promise?
Shocker Zulu just sent a load of.
He mods for me too.
God damn it! I shared something, a screen share thing. So back to pickles.
I'll jump on that in a second. Kenzo.
Oh, go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself.
And Bishop, wishing you a speedy recovery, my dude. Greg,
thank you, man.
Drummer, Stat, Dadman walking. Hey, Yummy, live. Good to see you here. Been worried and misses too. Yanni's not here, Deadman. Yanni's not here, brother. It was smooth. It
was me.
When we talk, because all our accounts are connected, when one person talks, it talks for everybody. But I did see one more person, and then we're caught up with chat. Ron is right. How you doing, brother?
What up, Ron?
That is the intros for a solid. No, actually, we haven't finished the intros. Did you post that image in private chat? Did you?
No, I'm screen sharing.
Aha.
Did we say hello to Lady Runesong?
Yeah, Lady Runesong's in the chat too.
Did I miss Lady Runesong?
Yeah, you did.
Yes. There she is, Lady Runesong. Hope everyone's having a good week so far. We are having a much better week because you are now here.
Yes, right.
You are not sharing.
And because Ubisoft is burning.
Paul, you're not sharing anything, mate.
I'm not.
No,
You're sharing properly, mate.
You're not.
Hold on.
I'm
trying to do
it with Twitter or some shit.
No. I'm doing a media share, but I don't know if it's coming up.
It's
trying
supposed to come up down the bottom.
I don't see it.
Phrasing.
All right, hold on. I'll do something else here. Never mind. Continue.
Right. for a solid 47 minutes and 2 seconds.
That's actually good.
I wanted to go a little bit faster today because we've got plenty of stuff to talk about.
Yes.
And
an hour and a half is too long.
An hour and a half.
No, I wouldn't say that.
It's not bad.
It's doable. Now, I wanted to open up the. There's loads of shit that we want to talk about. There is absolutely loads of stuff that we want to talk about. How many people have seen the new Tron Ares trailer?
I have not.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yes.
Right. Cool. That's where we're going to start. I want to just throw that up on screen. Paul's still trying to do something.
Okay, I got it. If you're ready, before you want to pull.
Yeah.
This is just what goes on my streams now. That's the pickle. I'm kissing pickle.
Fucking
Did you ask for consent?
You really don't know.
Did not. I stole that shit. I paid for it and I took it and I stole it. And then Smu made this Warframe thumbnail.
The pickle gun.
Pump action pickle.
No
pump action pickle.
That pickle is fucking girthy.
Yeah.
There is a serious fucking.
Was that one?
Did you eat that in one go?
Hell no! I took bites of it.
I could not even slice that thinly and eat one slice.
Did you record? Did you stream it?
Was I stream? Yeah, I was streaming it. Oh wait, hold on.
That was not from the 12-hour stream, was it?
I did it a couple times. It's now a thing on my channel. If you tip me, if I get a certain amount of tip, I'm forced to take a bite. Either bite a pickle or, depending on the size of the pickle that I have currently.
So
it's tip to pickle ratio.
We need to clarify a point then. So if you only get like one super chat, do you take like a one bite of a pickle and then leave it on the side for like a week until your next super chat?
No, it's what
or do you have to just gag the whole fucking pickle down?
No.
Refrigerates it for a week.
I'll refrigerate it.
Rick's had a really good idea in chat. It's quite original. That pick needs to be photoshopped with a 12-inch black rib nobbler.
I thought it was a 10-inch black rib nobbler.
I knew showing that was a mistake, but you know what? For the lulz.
Don't worry.
The original approach there. I've never seen it done quite.
Best believe Tombi is looking for the footage right now.
I'm not saying nothing. Tombi works miracles, and I do work pretty quickly.
That's a yes.
You see, Paul. In the words of the mighty Alucard, you done goofed.
You done goofed.
I know what. I know what I did. You guys are falling into you're falling into my trap there. I don't know what that means.
You have already been photoshopped like 44 times.
Let's go. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, you say Photoshop, I just posted one for the.
Oh no!
Called it.
There's no pickles involved this time, but
feel free to share it. I'm just sorting something out. But I want to bring up the Tron Ares trailer.
Oh yeah,
and then share that. But I want to grab the one that I converted to 1080. Just add that to screen for you.
What the
fuck is that?
What do they make that? Me and Devil from?
That's one of my own Pop Busters with you guys, and Devil's just.
Oh my god!
That's
Devil May Paul co-starring Malik. My god.
Yeah.
Right, just while that's sorting itself out, I'm gonna open up with.
We got some trailers.
Yeah, we've got plenty of trailers actually. I'm gonna start off with Smu's because yours is a link, and obviously anybody just talk whenever you want to whilst we're going through this.
I haven't watched it myself, but I thought the concept of it is very interesting. So I thought we watch it together and share our thoughts on it.
Yep. Right. Okay. First one. Just having a look at this Murderbot one.
I am a security unit, or sec unit. I was built to protect and obey humans. And humans are idiots. But now that I've hacked my programming, I can do whatever I want. As long as they don't find out.
Music.
Yeah, I mean, we are probably going to get clips on the music every now and again, which is fine. So we're taking the opportunity to do a quick pause. But this is basically iRobot, where instead of the creator allowing the robot to think with the extra positronic brain or whatever he had in his belly button, instead he's basically been able to hack his own unit. He's just got to go underneath the radar with it.
Yeah,
basically, yeah.
I mean,
the dangers of AI, folks.
I'm actually digging it. I'm digging
Good
the
concept.
Yeah.
So
I hacked my own unit before, and that's how I
right?
became a woman.
It's learning is what it does, right? So it learned how to hack its own system, and now it's going to continue to just, go off the rails.
Yeah,
basically. Yeah.
Talk security. We need you to select.
Right.
Audio's a little bit loud on the.
It's a little bit loud, is it?
Yeah, it's a little loud, yeah.
Little blaring.
The sec unit to take on the mission. This is the newest model available.
What's the one behind it?
That's a refurbished model.
Oh, look at that piece of crap. Oh, wait.
Why does he look like Stig? Why does he look like Stig from Top Gear?
Hey, yeah.
What is this?
Ref says, I always knew belly buttons were sus. Yeah, I suppose it comes down to it. How much belly button fluff you're digging out of it, Ref. You got to clean it.
Is that Guy Gardner?
Guy
No,
Gardner.
the left one is Dissimulation or whatever his name is.
It's David fucking Malakalakayakian or whatever.
Polka Dot Man in Suicide Squad. He's also in all the Dark Knight movies and having a little cameo in them.
He was in Dune.
Dune.
He was in Ant-Man.
But is he in the new DC, the Superman movie? Isn't he not playing Green Lantern?
I would guess he might have a cameo in it, but
no, I think it's Green Lantern.
No, it's Nathan Fillion who's playing Guy
That's
Gardner.
Nathan. That's
Guy Gardner's Nathan Fillion.
Okay, getting the two mixed up.
And is
It
that
must be the haircut.
Is that Congresswoman Maxine fucking
Maxine
Waters? Definitely looks like Maxine Waters.
She looks much too young and fit for Maxine.
I'm just half expecting her to stand up in a second yelling "Wakanda forever."
So Maxine Waters' face just looks like the beaten skin of some old animal.
So basically,
that's been shaved and then draped over her head,
like a flame burnt Lego brick.
You guys remember Gremlins 2?
Remember
the prostitute gremlin? That's what she looks like.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh yeah,
exactly like that.
How many people have watched Drunk 3PO during a day? Because
I've watched him a couple of times.
Someone actually sent him a full-size gremlin prostitute.
No shit.
What?
Honestly, 100%. He just randomly brought it out. I think it was last week he brought it out on stream. He goes, someone sent me this, and it is the prostitute gremlin. I was fucking laughing my dick off.
I bet he uses
Rick
it
has
like
an
a-
excellent point, though.
It's Jasmine Crockett without the wig and makeup.
Don't even get me started on cockeyed Cratchit. She's a
bitch. She's a bitch. Fucking hate
piece
that
of
word.
work. By the way, she doesn't speak like that in real life. Just to tell you, yeah, she's not. She doesn't come from the hood. She's gone to all kinds of private schools and everything like that. Has a quality education, and she's just
so she's fake pretend.
Yeah, she's
hood rat.
fake the punk, is what she is. She's not a hood rat.
Makes
Just
sense.
like Malcolm
Not
X.
at all.
Moving on.
Like these fucking arseholes who keep on pretending they're in the armed forces. Fucking stolen valor wankers.
Yeah.
Tim Walls.
Yeah, Tim, I'm going to gargle fucking 20 fucking tons of horse bloody.
Yeah, he was definitely fucking beating off Mr. Ed in China, but he. I will say this because I actually did a video on her. One of my first videos was on Tim Walls. He was obviously in the military and the National Guard, but he sold his freaking people out, right? So when the time came and he told his command that he was in a sergeant major billet, all right, and anybody who's in the military on this panel knows exactly what a billet is. You don't have to necessarily have the rank, but you can fill that slot until they promote you. And he made guarantees and promises that he was going to go through the sergeant major's course, which is like 2 years essentially, and then get promoted and stay with the unit. But as soon as they got activated to head to Iraq, he was just like, nope. He backed out, and like the pussy that he is, and now he's fucking stuffing tampons in boys' restrooms.
Because he's all talk and he's full of shit.
Yeah, he is full of shit. He is quite literally full of shit.
I mean, he's losing in life. I mean, he gets blown by Kamala. I mean,
I don't know if I don't even know if she was willing to blow him because, like, fucking.
well, you never know.
I don't think he would be able to raise enough funds for that to happen, to be honest.
Kamala will do a lot of things for money. I'm just saying.
She did raise $2 billion, and now she's fucking in debt because she sucks. But well, no pun
Quite
intended.
literally.
She sucks.
Quite literally. What a fucking shame, eh? What a fucking shame.
Oh, terrible.
Oh no! What happened?
Oh, no.
Couldn't have happened to a nicer cunt.
Anyway.
Hello, you cunt.
Hello, you cunt. Hello, you cunt.
Oh, dear. I knew that was coming.
Harvey doing a great Smu impression there.
Yep. Listen, do you want me to throw you down the stairs, old man? Getting on the ferry in 2 hours.
You want to fight, old man?
You want to fight? No. All right. Anyway, so we got a Stig robot in the trailer. So let's see.
So far we've got Ant-Man, Stig robot,
and cans.
Which one's the least expensive? That one, but you get what you pay for. True.
Hold on a minute. Isn't that the fucking Sardaukar fucking?
It does look like a.
It looks like it, yeah.
Dune. It absolutely does.
Does, doesn't it? I was like, hey, up.
True. Wouldn't be so creepy if it didn't stand
it's
so
based
still.
on books, huh?
You can hear us.
Okay.
We can't.
I could. I just didn't care. I was watching the entertainment channels on the company's satellites. I watched 7,532 hours.
That's actually amusing. That's actually quite fucking amusing. He's like, yeah, I can help these motherfuckers, but guess what?
I won't.
YouTube, bitches.
To be honest, I think I'll watch fucking YouTube.
So you can work for yourselves, idiots.
He's probably watching Buffy and reruns of Buffy, Blackadder, and all of the great shows. I was like, holy shit.
This actually looks pretty good.
I agree.
I'm curious about it. I want to watch
I'm
it.
leaning towards it's actually possibly
Hours of content. Shows like the rise and fall of Sanctuary.
And this is a TV show, right?
Apple TV, yep. Oh,
yeah, but is that? But just can I ask? Is that robot wearing a freaking what is that? Obito? What is it from Naruto? Obito Uchiha, right? Is he wearing the same mask?
The Obito mask, yeah.
The Obito mask. It looks like him, yeah. Kind of looks like it.
Thank fuck it's not, because we don't need reference to that absolute abhorrent piece of shit show.
What is that beard, though?
I love it.
I was just...
Oh, look, it's a Cowboy Bebop.
That is obviously fucking Doodah from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., isn't it?
That's Clark Gregg, yeah.
Yeah.
Clark Gregg.
Yeah, I thought so. And then we've got gay fucking...
Harold and Kumar. What's Harold?
It's called
I
Star Trek.
It's terrible that he was fucking Cowboy Bebop as well.
He shouldn't have been Spike. He was way too often to be Spike.
It's weird because he looks like he's wearing the same outfit. Like he looks like is he just portraying Spike again? Like, yo.
Yeah, he just walked from one set to the next.
Got Spike at home.
We got Timu Spike.
He's in Star Trek as well, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Right? Yeah, Sulu.
Yep.
Fucking
Everyone's like, why is Sulu suddenly?
Why is he gay?
No, why is he now obviously gay?
Why is he obviously
being implied?
Stars, Captain.
Oh my!
What now?
Red detected. Oh, that's Reg. The Asian is the Reg. That's Reg.
Stay calm. It'll be okay.
I didn't know that's a face. Yeah, it's kind of a sweet face.
Stop staring at.
Can I make it bigger? If you want to fucking stroke it as well? Holy shit.
I just want to be able to see it. My eyes are not great.
I normally leave that privilege to the wife, mate.
Hey.
I wasn't. Stop staring at me.
I have been noticing
So now they all want to bang the
with
bot.
Sec unit.
Yeah.
And when I plugged into its system,
Yeah, when he's upside down, he looks a bit like John
Cena.
Cena.
Oh, fucking hell. Right, okay. Alarm bells start ringing as soon as you see his fucking fingernails.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh
hey, y'all done...
I plugged into him. Oh.
Yeah, I did.
Jay.
You know what's even funnier? It's considered a comedy series.
Really?
Yep.
It looks like that. It looks like it's presenting itself as a comedy.
Yeah. It's certainly presenting itself lighthearted, especially when you look at, obviously, the way he's interacting with the world. He's saying, nah, fuck it, I ain't fucking up with these bastards.
This is the kind of show that should be regarded as hard sci-fi.
Mm.
Not
I'm
this
hard for
silly
sci-fi.
It's going to be reality TV in 2 years.
Yeah.
I mean, without shadow of a doubt. Without a shadow of a doubt.
The unit was already rogue. It calls itself Murderbot. House private. It's a killing machine.
Murderbot?
Can you stop calling it Murderbot? It's terrifying.
You know what I mean? That's what it calls itself, so I am just being respectful.
Do you think we can trust it?
Come on.
It seems like it's going through something.
Yeah, well, it's going through existential crisis.
Yeah, it's about to go through the whole crew with with whatever ion guns it has or whatever the fuck it's brandishing. This looks like crap, like they always do with this shit. It's just, I don't know.
Why is it so fucking hard to make entertaining shows nowadays?
Yeah.
But it's not. They just make it.
I mean,
hard.
I'll say this. I'll give it a chance because I watched Devil May Cry, so I might think that this fucking show is a palate cleanser. So I'll give it a chance. Still, even though there's some alarm bells going off for me.
There's some alarm bells going on. Certainly, there's some alarm bells for me going on right now. But so far, I haven't seen anything to stop me just out and out watching it to then form a proper opinion of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the concept. Some of the lame jokes are just gonna.
I'm gonna watch this.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch
give it a chance.
Give it a good college try, and then just probably do a review and go from there. But there's certainly elements of this. Don't get me wrong, I fucking love sci-fi. Give me robots, give me AI. I don't give a fuck. Give me killing machines. Don't care. Give me the future. Give me space. All good stuff. Don't need to necessarily have the black finger paint.
What would be interesting though is
for the course these days.
An actual solid sci-fi show, and all of the little woke aspects are actually to attract those people.
Yeah, it's
to watching the
more
show.
on the nose.
By the way, they don't even watch these shows, right? Like
No. Exactly, they don't.
We're talking about this because we're into sci-fi and stuff like that, right? Like, we're upset about all the bullshit that has gone on for like the last 15 years in all the IPs that we love. They're all FUBAR now. And so we see things and we get nitpicky because we're just tired of the bullshit. But like what you were just saying, Abe, they're putting this out for people who don't even watch it, and that's what the problem is. And then they wonder, well, why did I lose like $6 billion on this? Because, well, the audience. Take for instance any of the shit that Disney has done, right? They've absolutely obliterated Star Wars. They told 3 generations of fans to go fuck themselves.
Yep, basically.
I was going to bring up the Acolyte as a prime example. No one watched that show, and it was made.
Acolyte.
Not even the wokies.
Yeah. You know what the amazing thing is? You keep hearing like the shows flopping left and right? You would think that they would learn a lesson from this, right? And course correct. Well, Disney is way too stubborn to do that. That's number one. And the thing is, they think likes and retweets are more important than actual viewership. Because they want to score brownie points with the right demographic, which they clearly don't do because it's stupid. And in all honesty, I'm just getting sick and tired of this homogenized fucking entertainment that we get. It's tiresome at this point.
Yeah. I think it's still the pendulum's still swinging. It's starting to stop and start swinging the other way. I think it's going to be.
It's just a matter of time.
It's a matter of time. I think we're going to get back to funny shit being funny.
Yep.
Shit not being so sensitive. And you gotta white pill yourself because you gotta hope like, all right, yeah, this is shitty time right now, but I think eventually edgy things are gonna come back. Fucking,
I mean, it's not a shitty time. It's a shitty time if you're a woke Hollywood producer or studio head or writer or whatever, but
Mm.
I mean, I was watching Steve Turley earlier on, and he was saying that the tariff situation with China has basically escalated to the point where China are now saying, well, we're not going to allow any American movies to be distributed in China. And that immediately takes out, 30-40% of their profit margin.
Yep.
And then they can't afford to make a $350 million
hard with
dollar
that, by the
film.
way.
Yeah.
I laughed pretty hard with that one when I saw that. I did see
Exactly.
that earlier today, and I was like, go ahead and do it, please. Please do it. Just like, we need to come back to say, you know what it is? It's just there's no ingenuity in Hollywood anymore, right? Like there's everybody's trying to rehash old ideas, okay? And like I said, they take the IPs that worked in the, anywhere from the 70s till now, right? And from the 70s to the early 2000s when like Hollywood really had some great stuff, right? And then they try to rehash all of that shit, okay, with people who just they fuck up the whole story. They fuck up characters. They either race swap, they either gender swap, they do all kinds of bullshit. And then, like I said, the 3 generations of people who are watching this stuff or grew up with it, they told us all to go fuck ourselves. And we're the ones that watch it. So then when we see it, they get pissed off at us when we come on our channels and we rip their shit to shreds because it's garbage.
Terra Crystal's just checked. The Acolyte petition to get a season 2 is almost at 100,000. I really hope they do actually make one.
Please make it, because that's content for us.
More content. It's more content.
Fucking
Don't you need 100,000 signatures for it to be debated in Parliament, though?
In Parliament.
Well, the petition for a general election in the UK is past 6 million signers now.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
That's 10% of the British population.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
No, but
Still not enough.
Yeah, but with the current entertainment field, I'm once again reminded why my main source of entertainment is watching anime and not this fucking garbage.
Well, anime's killing it.
Yep,
absolutely.
It is indeed.
100%.
We're
100%.
glad about it as well.
Scott, you got your glasses on, brother.
It's okay. I didn't take them off.
Oh, okay.
I'm good.
Yeah, anime is absolutely destroying. Well, in America, we haven't had any good animation in a very, very long time, right? Like, the last time I had fun watching any kind of cartoons in America was in the 1980s.
I mean,
that was the last time. Saturday morning
Ren and
cartoons.
Stimpy.
Let's be honest, though. It's because everything is this fucking cow art style these days. Everything looks like fucking Steven Universe now, which I cannot stand this shit anymore. It's bad. And even harken back to May Cry, it's the same fucking thing over and over again. Like you see the animation, people are praising it for looking good, and I'm like, this looks like ass. Like I've seen better animation in 2007 from a Studio Ghibli movie than this.
The funny thing is,
we had a lot for this.
The funny thing is, Smu, because on Saturday we had Anime After Dark, and we watched Sword of the Stranger.
Yes.
So the most of the key animation for Sword of the Stranger was completed by summer of 2005.
Yep.
So if you now take the Netflix Devil May Cry series, which was done this year, a movie that is 20 years old in animation looks better than that fucking horseshit. Make it make sense.
Well, they cheapened out.
I mean, it was the first time I had watched watched the film.
Yeah.
So Sword and Master, absolutely superb, fucking highly recommended, and
great movie.
It's the combination of the art style, the colors, the direction, the movement, even down to certain areas. That they bumped up the frame rate from say 24 frames a second all the way up to something like 120. In order to make it look as smooth as possible, and the effort is there to see. And certainly over the last 20 years, people's reliance on technology to do certain things, they've forgotten how to put the effort in, and that's what I think is the problem. The second that the effort is gone, the heart is no longer there in the project. It's a case of we need to get this out as fast as possible, because if it takes us a long time, we're not going to make as much money. Well, that's now another part of why the equation is no longer working.
that's been kind of across the board in all entertainment with as technology gets better. Oh, sweet. As technology gets better, it makes the innovation and creativity, all that disappear, because now you're leaning on technology to help you out. And now with AI, you're just leaning even harder. Maybe AI can help a little course correct, but I don't know. But it is crazy to think that back in the 80s, music, movies, everything was just better because they had just enough technology to do what they needed to do.
Yep.
But they needed to use fill in the rest of that void with innovation. And that's why, like,
and creativity.
Exactly. So the
tons
creativity
of cocaine.
and tons of cocaine. Bring back cocaine.
Make cocaine great again,
please.
Yeah, just Google. We're joking.
Cocaine never really went away. It just got cut finer and finer.
Yeah, I mean the thing is that when you look at the way technology is, the further back you go with the technology, they had to try and come up with new, novel ways of using that same technology to get the absolute maximum out of it.
Yeah,
and half the time they had to do some real fucking clever fucking white man's magic in order to get it to
white man magic.
It is. I mean, let's face it, that's exactly what it was. It's white man's magic. It's all fucking coding and fucking gobbledygook in the background to get a stone to fucking count to 10. And that's basically what they had to do. And nowadays, because technology and the power of technology has moved on so much, they've forgotten how to push the boundary. And because they're not pushing the boundary, the innovation's not there. The heart's not there. It's just disappeared. Now you've got a committee.
The boundary's gotten so far away that we can't reach it anymore, because we were back with in the 80s, we were, like you said, pushing the boundary and like, holy shit, we could do all this stuff. Now technology has made the boundary fucking miles away, and we're trying to catch up.
No,
I don't necessarily agree with that. What I think has happened is that you can't show any kind of ingenuity in these spaces anymore, right? Because like you said, nobody's allowed to push the boundary. So I don't think there's an issue with actually pushing the boundary with technology. I think that it's just people are just afraid to go there. Right. There's still too much fear in the industry to go there and go back to the things that made us laugh and the things that were offensive. Right. Let's be honest. Right. When it comes to comedy, the shit that's offensive makes absolutely everybody laugh.
Yeah.
So,
do you think that's the main reason we have a lack of innovation these days?
I think that, but I think it also goes to the fact that they think that, well, since I know how to use this technology, I could just create something and people are going to like it. Right. It looks pretty. Right. But there's still no substance in it. So if you have a hollow substance when you're putting something out, it doesn't make a difference how shiny it is.
Right.
Right. It still has nothing with it. So I think that the creativity is lost in the fact that now I have a new shiny object that I'm going to put out there, and I'm just going to assume because it looks good, everybody's going to just jump on board and be like, okay, this is good. But we used to learn these things too, right? Like, again,
correct.
People actually had to learn their craft. When you went into the industry, no matter what it was, okay, you had to learn the craft. And there's no learning of the craft anymore with technology. It's the matter of people actually had to learn how to draw cartoons and stuff like that. You had to learn how to actually put a story together, right? And what makes stories work. When you were creating a hero, you had to learn the hero's story. Okay, when you created a villain, you had to learn the villain's story. Like, all those things are just gone now. Go to ChatGPT and just make me a story.
Yeah, go for it, Jack, and then I'll jump in.
I was just going to say, but not only that. I mean, I keep maintaining this one point that they replaced all the good people who knew how to do all that shit.
Yes.
With people who were just fresh out of college, who don't know anything about the craft whatsoever, who have been taught by books and by professors and that sort of thing, rather than the people on the job who have been spending the last 20 to 40 years in the industry, working on 3D modeling, for example, lighting, how to build an actual physical model, that's screen worthy, that sort of thing. They just threw it all out of the window and says, no, let's get all these old white guys out of here and let's replace them with new stock, basically. Like people who haven't got a fucking clue what they're doing. That you used to have to come into the industry and you used to have to like become an apprentice, so to speak, and you'd learn all the little tricks of the trade from the master. And you've got no masters anymore. You've just replaced them with apprentices that got no fucking idea what they're doing.
100%.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna pose another point with boundaries. Do you think the boundary is in front or behind?
The boundary?
I'll follow this up with another point in a second.
I think
in what sense?
So, like the way I'll jump in, Paul. The way I'm looking at it is, we're all think that there's this boundary to strive for in terms of how to get to the next level, how to make things improve, and things like that. I actually think that technology's actually moved the boundary behind us, and now because the boundary's behind us and
we don't see it anymore,
accessible and easy, there's now no longer the drive to improve or to innovate. It's just to consume and to produce, and therefore there is no attempt for people certainly in the West to innovate and make something better. You look at places like Korea, you look at the East, where that boundary's more in front of them. The West, the boundary's behind. And therefore we're having this situation where they're not reaching for anything. They're just copying anything that's currently existing.
So what I would say to that personally is I think that the boundary is still in front of us. There are things that we could strive for. There are things that we could, work better at. I think one of the biggest problems is that the majority of the industries that we're talking about have been infiltrated by people who want to change. We've spoke about it thousands of times before, by people who want to change the narratives, push an agenda. And so the industries that we're talking about, they've been infiltrated by these people. And then, the point I was making previously, they've brought in people who fit that agenda, who are going to tell those stories, people who are fresh out of university, who have been taught by the same sort of people who are running the industries now. And so it's not that the boundary isn't in front of us, it's that the boundary has been misidentified of what we should be pushing towards now. And so instead of pushing towards technological advances, writing and all that kind of stuff has taken a back seat in the sense of, like, now we're just talking, like you just said, Tombi, about now it's just consume and produce. We can push out as much propaganda as we want to because we've got this whole framework built up now, and we can just this is it. This is just all propaganda now. This is all we are, is a propaganda machine.
Well, and I think one of the reasons why Hollywood has gone that way is because America has allowed a lot of international investment into Hollywood, movie studios, and so on and so forth. China has done a lot of that investment, and that has been a condition of them opening up the Chinese market to allow these inflated budgets to go ahead and increase their profit margins. So China's geopolitically enabling Hollywood's cultural erosion of America and profiting from it.
Yep.
And now that Trump has put in these tariffs on, China's going to cut his nose off to spite his face because it's basically going to lose its major propaganda output within America. That's where I see it anyway.
Well, to be fair, Hollywood has always been a propaganda machine, right? It doesn't even regardless of the era that it's in. You're absolutely 100% correct in regards to the fact that the Chinese got their hands all over Hollywood, but there's more behind that, right? I've discussed this on my show. Scott and I we always talk about this all the time about how, the Marxist infiltration into the United States actually started in the late 19th century. Okay. And they played the long game. right? And we're just watching it. We're just watching it come to fruition now in the United States, because especially in the last administration, the last 4 years, it was okay for them to be overtly Marxist. Okay, and they have big tech, they have the Marxist state media, and at the time they had the government, and they had the people in the government along with the swamp. You know, the DC swamp is real. Okay, as you see, if you guys are paying attention to American politics, the fight that Trump is having everywhere we go with activist judges. Every time he gets one step, he gets pushed back 2 steps because of the activist judges and whatnot. Right? He had to fire a shit ton of people, and he has to continue to do that. But going back to Hollywood, that infiltration, man, was there way before China got there. Okay, and it's just manifesting itself. And China has actually helped it, because of what, you know, we all know how China gets down. All right, has actually helped it, you know, manifest itself openly, right?
It's like Hollywood was a waiting socket of communism, and it's like they were pre-developed to accept communist support once the communist superpower was decided on.
Correct. When they got the green light, which was, you know, I want to say it goes actually beyond the last administration. The last 15 years, it's been pretty overt how they've been getting down in Hollywood and getting their message out with just straight Marxist ideology, right? All this shit, the DEI, the CRT, all of that shit is all Marxist ideology. And now, you know, they were, like I said, overtly, it's just out in the open. But, you know, fortunately, we have people pushing back and fighting back. And the reason the fight came, believe it or not, COVID changed a lot in the United States. When we watched the medical tyranny across the board, people getting fired because they didn't want to get the job of juice and all that other stuff, and you know, people getting tossed out of the military, and you know, parents seeing what their kids were actually learning in school, because like as a parent, you have to pay attention to what your kids are learning. It changed a lot, and that started the fight. And I would also go on to say that I don't think that's just in the United States. I think that's actually happening all across the world,
all over the West.
Yeah, the West is in one hell of a struggle right now, and you know, we just got to keep using our voices and keep using our platforms to continue to get the word out and keep that fight going.
Yeah, totally agree.
I agree.
I'm more optimistic now about the future of the West than I have been in the last 20 years. So
definitely.
Well, Greg, you're moving to California.
Oh no! I'm going to move to California.
California.
That hope's going to get wiped out immediately.
Yeah, don't go there. It's right on the fucking.
Why California? I'm just curious.
That's where my fiance lives. So
I gotcha.
You know, she's got family there. It's her neighborhood where she grew up. So.
It's not her fault.
It's does she just curious? Does she share at least the same ideology as you? And
fuck yeah!
You know,
yeah.
I'm going to tell you what I hope happens for you both when you're finally together with each other. You're going to see how it's not even a progressive state now with all their taxes and everything. It's actually regressive, because life in California. I was stationed out in California, all right, and I have family in Cali, so I used to travel back and forth since I was a kid. Up until the 1990s, early 2000s, California was still a very, very, you know, good place to live. It was still a beautiful state. Yeah, it's still a beautiful state, all right? So it's got a lot of great things to do and see. But when you start feeling how the government is absolutely in control of your lives in California, I got a feeling you guys might not be staying in Cali for too much longer.
I mean, you have people fleeing California in droves.
They're going to move to Tennessee.
Yes,
but also saying that I'm keeping an eye on how California is changing and being, you know, since the Trump election, that huge swing to the right in all the counties across across the states. 50% of California voted more right than ever before, and there is a stark difference between the coastal counties and the canyon country and more inland stuff. So there is a what's it called, an ex-urban suburban divide between.
What you have to understand about a state like California, okay, and this happens in my former home state. I'm in a free state now. I left the Communist Republic of New York last year, and this is the same. This is the same thing in both states like California and New York. Populations are huge in both states, right? But okay, for instance, in New York, there's like 5 major cities, all right, and the Marxists are so deep in these states, the ideology is embedded everywhere in these cities. Okay, that everything outside the cities, all the counties that we were talking about that are red and have gone over to the right, they just from pure density, it just outnumbers the rest of the state. And it's sad because if you look like California, take a look at how New York's this last election, how New York what do you call it, voted. You will see the blue pockets of New York City, Albany, Buffalo, and I think it's Syracuse and not Ithaca. I can't think of the city off my top of my head. Anyway, all the counties outside of that were all completely red. But still, it's just so dense with people who are just brainwashed and thinking incorrectly. It's generational in these areas. So it's a really tough fight. It's the reason why people have left these states in mass exodus. Okay. It's not even just California and New York. You look at Illinois, a state like New Jersey, the whole Northeast, during COVID, people just left and have not gone back. And, the left was banking on the fact that these people who left these states will go to the red states and then start voting blue. That didn't turn out the way they thought it was. Okay, it actually hasn't come to fruition like unless you go to a state like Colorado, but that was happening way before COVID and stuff like that. Colorado turned blue a long time ago by design.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, you don't get to build a massive underground government headquarters city in that state without taking it over, do you? That's the deep state.
Yep.
Future headquarters right there.
It's going to be tough, man. Like I said, California is a beautiful state. You'll enjoy it. There is a lot to do there, especially in Southern California is very beautiful. Northern California, if you like the woods and stuff like that, is very beautiful as well. But it's if you're ideologue like I am when it comes to just freedom and stuff like that, you're gonna have a hard time.
Well, I'm born and bred in Britain, so I know I know how to keep my mouth shut for a start.
Yeah,
because we don't. Well, I say that, but talking, it would be nice to have a bit of freedom. To be perfectly honest.
we
don't have it.
Painfully accustomed to tyranny over here.
Yeah.
Say less.
We've heard a long myself, Scott, and Tombi had a long conversation on our show about that because we brought him specifically on to talk about Britain and as just having trained with the British Royal Marines and our Canadian cousins and Australian cousins just to see how these countries have become. And having been to England and actually seen how beautiful a country it is, it's very sad for me to see what's going on with our cousins across the pond. I'm just like, wow,
it's a crying shame.
It is a crying shame. And speaking of that, I know Smu, you got to come on, man. I know Jonathan's trying to get you on the show because we want to talk Germany.
Yep, absolutely.
So, but I feel for you guys in England, man. I really do. In Britain, it's just
England is beyond saving, man.
To be honest, systematically over the course of the last 150 years, we've had every single right and opportunity taken away from us systematically across the board, so that we are basically crippled in any form to try and overhaul the government. You just can't do it.
Yeah.
They've systematically taken every power that you could think of. There is no freedom in the UK. There's no freedom of speech. There's no freedom of anything.
Yeah, you guys can't even have ninja swords anymore either.
Yeah, we practically don't even have the common law rights that we had for, almost 1,000 years.
1,000 years.
Right.
I mean, we used to have rules from Magna Carta days that are still enforceable now. Yeah. And it's they've all gone.
I've got a sword hung up here. So, like, that has got a carve out in the new restrictions because it's a historical reenactment. Their sword is blunt and therefore it's classed as a theatrical prop. So, but even if I carried that, if I say, for instance, went out, not in costume for a living history or something like that, and I wore that would probably get you pulled. Because someone would complain about it.
Yeah, but Greg, you could just say I'm cosplaying myself because I dressed this way 1,000 years ago as well.
Haven't you guys seen Highlander?
Yes, that was me.
That was the story about Greg's life.
Yeah.
So what I've done, just sorry guys, I was blinding everybody in chat. I just wanted to put Jacob's GoFundMe as our backdrop because obviously we want to push Jacob's, just push the visibility as much as we can do. Is in a bit of a shit spot for those that didn't know. So I'm just going to read through this quickly. So Jacob suffers Duchenne's muscular dystrophy, in a wheelchair, lives with his parents, who are both in their 70s. His dad is paraplegic from a tumor that was removed on his spinal cord. Been told by their landlord that they have until the end of May to move out because they want to give the property to their son who is coming out of the military. As they are on fixed incomes and don't have the money, they are looking for assistance via the GoFundMe link. I've dropped it into chat. If you've got £1, if you've got $1, if you've got a dib-dob, please consider donating. But shares and prayers are also more than acceptable, guys.
Yes.
Visibility on this, as far wide as we can get onto it, would be absolutely amazing. So we're just going to have it in the background. We're going to refresh it every now and again. But bearing in mind that we are an hour and 32, I just want to wrap up this.
It's not even 2 minutes. It is 2 minutes long.
Mate, I love this show because it tangentially just goes everywhere. And that's
off the rail.
Decent
off the rails, baby.
Make contact.
You could have killed me.
There was a chance, yes. But everything turned out fine.
Do you know what? I'm actually, I think I'm going to watch it. I think I'm going to watch it.
Yeah,
I'm going to watch it.
Yeah.
Let's all watch. It's not out yet. It comes out in May.
May 15th or so.
If it's sci-fi, I'm going to be watching it no matter what.
Maria!
I say let's all watch it.
I mean, like, who has Apple TV?
Oh, I have the internet.
Oh, we have the internet.
Yeah, I've got the internet. It's way better.
Yeah, we.
All right,
If
so
you
you're not
need-
subscribing to watch it. Okay.
Oh no.
We're going to go subscribe to our friend Jack.
The
Yes.
pirate. Arrgh.
Yeah. Maria's just joined in, literally just for Murderbot question. It looks all right. It
does look all right. It's just back to kind of like what we were talking about. It's like those dumb little jokes that they're like, "Yeah, this is the times we live in." It's like, shut the fuck up.
It's millennial humor, I think.
Yeah, it's gonna.
kind of
I think the
snarky.
pendulum's gonna swing another way. I hope like the next generation that's passing Gen Z or whatever the fuck it's now. I hope the next gen is gonna be the most based gen. Masculinity's coming back. Fucking good ideas and creativity is coming back. And
Generation Triple X.
Triple. That's right. Fucking A. We gotta hope for the next gen to save us from this pussy ass.
No, Paul. You know the next generation is already fucked because they're being parented by the current generation.
Listen, things cycle around. It's gonna come back away. Yeah, they'll just be like, my dad's a pussy.
TikTok.
Yeah,
exactly. They're too distracted. They're gonna grow up to be men because they're raising themselves.
They literally do not give a fuck. They're the TikTok generation. Right, I want to throw up. So we watched Murderbot.
I want to throw up too.
There are basically three trailers of.
Oh, Jesus, we're going to be here all night just watching trailers.
This one we're going to sail all the way through, start to finish, because I don't think there's any point pausing it. Plus, Disney are behaving themselves and not striking anybody for it.
Really?
So far.
So
this is Disney. Okay,
it's Disney. I'm already uninterested.
Well,
we got
wait for it.
rants incoming. The incoming rants. Here it goes.
I'll just say this. I'll just preface this trailer that's probably going to get thrown up. I hope the frame rate gets improved for the animation.
Okay.
Well, I mean, we'll talk about that in a second. We'll dissect it in a second.
Mm-hmm.
120 miles per hour. Last seen heading northbound. Unit 12 acknowledging dispatch. Already in pursuit.
Oh, it's this way. Yeah. Oh yeah. Fuck yeah.
You sweet?
I can't wait.
Tron in the real world. Whoa.
It's Tron in time.
Okay. This looks good.
I'm just waiting for the part where they're like, we're going to the White House and we're going to use our little laser beams on the back of our bike to take out the president.
We're going to strike the government, brother.
Yeah, brother.
We're going to take this confused little this confused little boy's penis off with our lasers.
Oh, so the Tronverse getting out of the computer thing gets into the real world, huh?
What happens when AI takes over?
Basically.
This is the world if you let Elon Musk continue his thing.
This is when Grok takes over.
When Grok takes
Driving around on Tesla bikes with laser beams.
It's Jared Leto.
Is that
Morbid
fucking
time.
Jared Leto?
That was,
Christ.
that was definitely him.
All right, I already hate Jared Leto, but
Hey, listen, he was good in
oh shit, Nine Inch Nails. I'm sold. 9 Inch Nails is they're making the music.
Thank you very much indeed.
Yep.
All right, I'll watch it just for the 9 Inch Nails. That's cool.
I think
I'd
it
watch it for
looks
the
good.
Tron.
It looks good, but the concept just... How the fuck are they going to explain that?
Yeah, I'm with Abe on that. I'm going to give it a shot, though. I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
It's easy. You've watched number 1, yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Master control computer trying to take over a system to be the one and the only system of control. Number 2, what happens?
AI controls the world.
His clue tries to break out of the grid and get to the real world. Okay, so why is it so much of a stretch that in number 3 they actually managed to get out into the real world?
That makes sense.
Because the first 2 movies were supposed to be a visual allegory of what was happening.
Correct, but number 2 is all about the computer programs escaping the system.
Yep.
So number 3, bearing in mind we're in this situation now where AI is everywhere, why is it then therefore such a stretch that the logical story moves on to where the computer systems are now escaping?
I mean, the fundamental concept I'm not opposed to, but just like, where is all of this weird energy technology coming from? How do they physically manifest in the world?
Elon Musk.
But you have to argue the question. They had this technology inside the computer system. It was just a visual representation of the bits and bobs that were flying around a computer system. But ultimately, this was all in number 1. It was all in number 2. Just
I mean, this is the thing I'm just the most curious about, like how they're actually going to explain how it all pans out. Like I say, it looks cool.
Yeah, but Abe, you know how you're going to learn how they did it? You're going to watch the movie.
Yeah, I'm going to watch the movie, yeah.
I'm making a prediction. I joked about Elon Musk. I bet that they're going to make an Elon Musk character villain.
Oh, yeah. Almost certainly.
Hey, but if you learned nothing from anime, okay, you don't need to explain how the magic happens. Just enjoy the show.
That's how sex works too, in some cases.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
If struggle cuddle. Surprise sex.
A struggle cuddle.
Oh dear me! I was as soon as I saw it, I was really pumped for it. Just the bit where the bike turns on the energy and you see the vehicle slice in half, I was like, "Fucking hell, chef's kiss!" And then the music kicks in. Bearing in mind that Daft Punk is not involved.
It looks very good visually. I mean, you're taking a look at it and stuff like that. I think they definitely, whatever money they spent on it, they did it right. Because if you've been watching anything with Disney with any kind of CGI or anything lately, it's been absolutely, it looks like it's straight out of the 80s. Actually, there's things from the 80s that look better than some of the shit that Disney's putting out now.
I was literally just going to say.
Yeah.
You know, you know the one thing that I took away from this trailer more than anything is that this is the first trailer in a long time, especially from Disney, where they haven't given the game away.
It's true.
Yeah. They actually learn.
I suppose they've given the premise away, but that's nothing really.
Correct. Other than that, it's out of the system is now in the real world.
Yeah.
Other than that, they haven't really given the plot like they usually do. You could watch a trailer, a Disney trailer, and you know exactly what's going to happen.
It's basically the same idea with Jurassic Park, isn't it? It's like the thing that isn't supposed to be part of the world has come. We've made it part of the world, and there's going to be consequences.
Oh, I sense a segue.
Yeah, I was about to say. I think that sounds like a segue.
Yep.
Does it? That was unintentional.
Unintentional, my button.
Unintentional.
I didn't even know. Is there any Jurassic Park movie due out? Is there?
No, we've got the real thing now.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
I mean, we are going to discuss the real thing, but it's not the real thing. But
correct.
The premise. But there is a new Jurassic Park film because it had Scarlett Johansson in it.
Yeah.
Of course.
Who's going to turn into a human dinosaur hybrid?
Yeah.
Bing, bing.
The human dinosaur hybrids. Let me let the cats out. Right, you haven't got a rat. You can go. Are you going?
He's collecting the neighborhood cats in his office.
Yeah, man. Did you guys? I know Abe, you were on the stream with us. Did you get to see that stream with him and the rat and his cats on our stream on our channel?
I did. Yeah.
That was absolutely hysterical. That I want to
The
tell you,
rat was like this.
Everybody who watched that show, they all want you back, bro. They was like, please bring him back. We want to see if there's any more shit going on with his cats. Yeah, that was just one of the funniest things I have ever seen. I was like, I can't believe, because his camera kept following him, right? And just like he's in the background with a broomstick handle beating the shit out of a rat. It was just funny.
What was funnier though is that the rat was bigger than Tombi.
It was.
Oh,
right, bastard. I mean, I literally could have, as a hobbit, I literally could have put a saddle on it and rode it across Mordor. Nowhere to be like. This thing.
It wasn't being followed around by 4 turtles with different coloured masks on, was it?
Now that you say it, I wondered why we had turtle soup next day.
I like turtles.
I'm going to need to get some tea. I'll be right back.
Yeah, no worries, Greg.
Did you have another trailer to watch?
Yes,
we do.
I'm gonna.
This is the one. This is the one I was prefacing with the frame rate. Just be aware of it.
I'm gonna bring up this trailer. So yeah, Tron Ares. I'm looking forward to it. I want to watch it. I'm gonna give it a solid college try.
Yep.
This one
has me curious too, because it looks the concept of it is interesting, to say the least.
I don't know, but I will save my words till after the trailer.
You always hate shit that I post, so shut up.
No.
Is this Disney?
Well,
this is not Disney.
Well,
okay.
Not Disney. We're not going to tell you what it is.
We're not going to tell you.
Yes,
just watch it.
Let's go.
Just watch it.
Do this. All right, they're trying to go for an anime look, but not anime.
It kind of reminds me of Arcane.
It's Arcane.
Yeah.
It's got to be the same studio that drew Arcane because the animation style's similar.
They have hunted.
Is this Predator?
It is.
Animated?
Yep.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
Konnichiwa, motherfucker!
June 6th.
June 6th.
Mike. Ooh, mate.
Director of Prey. Oh, no.
Enough now.
I mean...
It's time I tell you
About
the monster.
Maybe turn down the volume a bit, Tombi. Blasted.
Very loud. Yeah.
Very loud. Halfway.
Next time, just fucking play something, you bunch of cunts.
Well, the music kicked in and it showed how loud it was.
Or it will kill us all.
Hulk Predator.
Hulk smash. Right, I'm just going to pause it for a second. So everybody watched the last Predator film where autism is now the de facto fucking power in the universe.
I mean, thankfully that's not the last Predator movie because
Prey
exists.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. The one before it, where you have to be tismed up to fuck to wear a fucking Predator helmet.
And then they're releasing it on D-Day. That's just like, come on.
Yeah. Now, the thing with this, you look at Predator number 1, Predator number 2, so Schwarzenegger and Danny Glover.
Yeah.
The Predator's just slightly taller than a human, say 7 foot. Why is this the same height as the previous one in the previous film? Because you remember the super Predator that they created.
I mean, I will get to that one after the trailer. Because we have a bit left, and then you might see something in there.
I don't think there's anything wrong with the animation or the speed of it.
Yeah, I like it. It's trying to do like this 15 frame
it kind of reminds me of Spider-Verse a little. You know, like the choppiness of it.
No,
I don't like it.
There's a couple of moments I'm actually suspecting that they've actually generated frames with AI.
When it gets a little too choppy, you mean?
Okay,
You see,
let's finish the trailer and then we can discuss it, please.
Jack, just go say what you were going to say, Jack.
I was going to say that the majority of old animations, because like movies produced in 24 frames a second, right? Animations are usually rendered in 12 frames a second, right? And you get two frames for every frame. So 2 frames of animation for every frame of movie that you see, right? This kind of looks more like stop motion animation rather than an imitation of like hand drawn animation. It kind of it's got that Lego movie feel to it. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's really jittery. Whereas if you look at like older animations, you know, like I don't know, let's just take Ghibli for an example. You can tell that there's a little bit of jumpiness there, but it's still smooth. Does that make sense? This looks too jittery. It's almost like they had the because I use 3D rendering software myself, and it looks basically like they had like a 60 frame per second movie, and they only rendered every like other frame or every second frame, that sort of thing. And so there's a lot of information that is missing from the animation. It just doesn't seem even. The animation style just doesn't seem even.
The Corridor crew have actually covered this before.
Yeah, Corridor crew, well worth watching as well, guys. We're going to finish it, and then I'm going to rewind to a very specific section, and I'll just show you the artifacting that I see. So let's carry on watching the remainder of it.
Yes.
Oh, there was Hanayama there.
And it looks like they're going for time.
Ooh.
World War II, they could be doing just World War II.
Yeah.
Predator and World War II would actually be awesome. This is going to be an anthology series, by the way. It's a 3-part series.
I'm going to go back to a specific moment.
I was thinking Animatrix while I was watching this.
Animatrix. Oh man, I need to rewatch that.
I was kind of thinking this is going to be more like What If.
Watch the shifting of this bird's face. Now I'm assuming it's a bird.
It's a dude.
Could be a fucking dude for all we care.
Dude bird.
Just
I think it's a dude.
Dude bird.
A duty bird.
It is bam.
Watch the shifting around dude bird's face. Can you see it? It's almost like imagine. Do you know when you look across a really hot car park and you see the haze of the heat around? Have a look down the left and right side of the face as it pans up, and you'll get this shimmer coming across. So I'll just make it. I'll make it big again. Just watch either side of the face, because I see a very distinct shimmer as if there is AI frame generation fuckery going on.
It's a bit stuttery.
It's very subtle, though.
Yeah, it's almost like blink and you miss it, but it's just very, very much there in my face.
Yeah, but speaking of blink and you miss it, go all the way back to when they first opened the gate. And watch how slow that is.
It's very slow, almost intentional.
But it's a very fucking heavy gate.
No, I don't mean how slow they open it, how slow the frames are.
Oh yeah.
But
it's very sudden.
This is what I was talking about, right? So if you animate something in like 30 frames a second and then you try and drop it down to 12 frames a second, for example, you tend to miss an awful lot of detail in the animation. Whereas if you drew it for 12 frames a second, if you actually animated it in 12 frames a second, you would get it to look a lot smoother. One of the problems that you'll find is that with fast action scenes, it'll look absolutely fine. It'll look it'll look smooth. But when you've got slow action scenes, that's when you're going to notice the jitter an awful lot more. That's when you're going to notice that the choppy movements. It just looks like they've rendered every other frame of a 30 to 60 frame per second animation. That's all it looks like to me.
I've just put this at 1.5 speed, and that looks completely normal.
Yeah.
So if we're saying that's 1.5 speed, so you could make an educated guesstimate that that's probably anywhere between 16 and 18 frames.
Put it on 2 times speed.
I put it on 2 times, and it's very smooth, but it's slightly too fast.
Yeah, of course.
But it's smooth as a biscuit.
Yeah, you see, that's much better, but it's too quick. It's like an old timey movie.
Easy fix then, boys. Easy fix. You just watch the movie in 1.5.
You just hear a piano playing in the background.
Yep. So I just looked up the animation studio for this, and the studio that worked on this actually worked on Godzilla and Kong, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, House of the Dragon Season 1 and 2, Halo Season 2.
Okay,
I'll say nothing about that one.
Yeah.
It also worked on Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire, Avatar: The Way of the Water, The Last Airbender animation. Take from that what you will, and a lot of other things that I don't even know about. Some of them worked on Napoleon as well.
Theta, how you doing, brother?
Theta,
how you doing? It's good to see you. Good to see you. How angry do you reckon I can make both the chat and the panel, guys? How angry?
Very, very.
Pretty sure.
I don't know. I'm a pretty chill. I'm a pretty chill guy.
He's spent years honing his skills.
What? Who?
Oh,
Right.
is this the kid who did the knifey thing?
Yes. This is
what?
the knifey spoony to the
286.5 grand.
Yep.
Cheeky fucker.
Yep.
The best thing is,
he's going to need that in fucking legal fees because there ain't no way he's going to get out of that.
I love what it says in the description. The narrative being spread is false and unjust and harmful. As a family of faith, we're deeply grateful for all your support during this trying period. Your prayers and assistance mean more to us now than ever. I mean, the fact that the disclaimer on the top is there, that's already misleading as fuck.
Right. So just to add some context to what went on over the weekend in regards to this case. So over the weekend, the Marxist state media was blasting all over the airwaves that the kid that he stabbed supposedly died of drug overdose and all kinds of other stuff but obviously the witnesses saw him stab this kid and he died in his brother's arms. So they went out of their way full tilt to paint this kid that stabbed them as a saint, and a lot of people, of course, because people are sheep, they jumped on it. But the witnesses that day, and not only his brother but everybody who witnessed it, all corroborated the same thing, just different versions of it, and it came out to be that he went ahead and he stabbed this kid because what you have to understand is this disc culture, right? Like, so there's these people, these kids feel like they don't have tough skin, a lot of these kids, all right, and they feel that no matter what you say to them, you're disrespecting them. And it doesn't make a difference that this kid is black. It's kids in general. They all think they're being disrespected and whatnot. But you can't take the fact out that it's a black kid that did it to a white kid. If the roles were reversed, they'd be mobbing in the streets right now. There'd be billions of dollars of damage to businesses and people's
Fiery
homes
but
and all that
mostly
other
peaceful
stuff.
protests.
Yeah,
all over the place.
yeah,
every time.
Molotov cocktails and all that other shit would be happening.
Peaceful Molotovs.
The billions of dollars, like what happened during the Summer of Love, right? The people actually died. There was up to I think 30 something people died in those riots and whatnot that were actually murdered.
Yeah.
People were creating no-go zones in American cities and all that other shit. So the Marxist state media and big tech has colluded once again to paint this kid as some sort of victim. So this is why
Well,
the money. Go ahead.
Sorry, no, you carry on.
No, I was going to say this is one of the reasons why they painted him as some sort of saint that you don't know the real story type shit when there's just enough evidence to show what exactly happened.
So this is the Georgie Floyd 2.0, just backwards. Is that what's happening?
Yeah, something like that. I mean, again,
they're trying to paint this white kid as a white supremacist.
Yeah.
Yep.
I saw that the other day.
Yep.
Yeah. No history. Okay. No history of it. If
No
you look
history,
at his,
no
you look
proof.
at his social media, like his just nothing. Okay, to even insinuate that he had any kind of white supremacist ideology whatsoever. All accounts is he was, a devout Christian kid, fantastic athlete, community kid doing shit in his community and stuff like that and everything. There's 4.0 student. He had nothing going wrong with him and stuff like that. Again, they just sent the media in the U.S. They like to sensationalize shit like this, but they turned this kid into a martyr. Who he's just a murderer. He's not a martyr. He's just a murderer.
Well,
yeah,
probably get the
white kid who wasn't carrying a knife versus the black kid who was carrying a fucking knife.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, come on, give me a break here.
But this
you can't fool us anymore. You're only fooling the sheeples.
At a track meet. This isn't like they were in the mall or something where you're out in public and anything could happen to anybody, right? This is at a event, a school event, a sporting event at a track meet. Anybody who's I ran track in high school and I coached, right? So we have these tents that we put up in the bleachers where schools, okay, the teams go underneath there and they hang out. And it's not just your school; a whole bunch of other schools do the same thing. And if they're not doing it in the bleachers, they're doing it on the side in the grass or whatever it is, just to have their own little areas where the runners can, meet with their coaches and stuff like that. And, in between races, freaking cool off, whatever. Right. So this kid is sitting, in the wrong spot. He's totally sitting in the wrong spot. And because he felt disrespected, he whipped out his knife and stabbed the kid right in the heart. So, it's this culture, like I said, that kids just don't have that thick skin nowadays where you could just be like, now I will say this, I don't know what the nature of the conversation was. By all accounts, by all the witnesses, it wasn't any kind of aggressive conversation from the kid that got stabbed. Just
reloading it,
you're in the wrong spot.
Imagine, like, I don't want to be this guy, but imagine if it would have been the other way around.
Of course. Yeah. Of course.
The media wouldn't shut the fuck up about it.
Not only that, there would have been a riot at the track meet.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's just sad.
Yeah.
The other thing you're going on about this culture thing, it's I don't think it's just that either. Everyone's got to be a fucking gangster nowadays. All these kids have got to be fucking gangsters, got to be thugs. And I think one of the biggest problems is it starts at home. There seems to be, for the last 20, 40 years maybe, there has been a prevalent hoodlum sort of fucking attitude in certain communities. And if you ain't a fucking thug or you ain't a gangster, then you ain't shit or anything like that. Do you know what I mean? And it's just this. It starts at home. It's like fatherless families. Do you know what I mean? It's like just not being taught respect for life.
I mean,
and everyone's got to be a fucking gangster for some reason.
Correct. That's part of it, but it's also the perpetual victim. Generation to generation, we're victims, right? So they're being taught, in these communities, they're being taught that they're victims because of the color of their skin. All right. from like, and it's coming from everywhere. It's coming from their schools. All right, they in school. Well, you can't read or write because of the color of your skin, right?
Yep.
So what do? They just pass them. They don't even try to teach them. They just pass them, right? Because that's part of the whole DEI initiative that was called probably something different back in the day. All right, and they skip you. All right, that's one
Affirmative action.
Affirmative action, which finally got smacked down a couple of years ago. Okay, here in the United States, saying that it's unconstitutional. Many of us have been saying that for a very long time. Finally, the Supreme Court acted on it, which was good. But again, school. They're also getting it from their leaders, right? They're getting it from their churches. They're getting it from their politicians, all saying the same Marxist victim, because it's all part of the whole Marxist ideology. I don't know if any of you guys follow a gentleman by the name of Chad Jackson. If you get a chance, just go look him up on I think he has a YouTube channel, and he talks about this. He's black and he talks about this. Okay, he's actually got a movie coming out. He was in both the Uncle Tom movies as a conservative, a black conservative. Okay, that's another thing, right? The whole Uncle Tom thing. They didn't even fucking read. These people that call blacks Uncle Toms, they never read the book, okay, and don't realize that Uncle Tom was actually the hero in the book, okay. And it's like, you mean you want to call him Sambo, but because you never read the book, you don't even know who the characters are and what they did. So again, it's just it's a generational thing now, that with the constant victim mentality and victimhood, all right, and you always feel slighted. And when you get these kids, like you were saying, Jack, that there's the family dynamics in these homes. There's no father. It's a single mother in most cases, all right, and there's no man to emulate. All right, hey, this is how you're really supposed to behave. This is how you're supposed to act. This is how you know you're really being slighted. Okay, and rather than just somebody telling you, hey man, you're in the wrong spot, this is our tent and whatnot, that's not, you're just being told that you're sitting where another school has been the whole time. That's nothing for you to flip your wig and stab somebody over,
But also, no, but I mean, like, let's just think about that situation, right? Any normal person would, I mean, all right, let's just turn around and say that it was a white kid. You do get white kids, right? That don't want to do what people say, you know what I mean? They just want to do whatever the fuck, the fuck they want. Yeah,
it's not a race thing. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, but it just so happens that it was a young lad, right, who didn't want to do what he was fucking asked to do. He was like, well, fuck you. I'm sitting in this spot. I don't care that you've asked me, right? I'm gonna fucking sit here. Regardless of whether or not I'm in the wrong spot, this is what I want to do. And this is part of the problem. It's this lack of societal respect. There is a lack of, and it's not, it's across the board. It's not black, it's not a skin color thing, like you said.
It's not a skin color thing.
There's a problem with society. It's a breakdown in societal values. It's a breakdown in societal norms where you just can't act reasonably. You know you're sitting in the wrong fucking place. You probably knew that when you sat down there and you just thought you'd try your fucking luck. It's like when you get on an aeroplane and there's a seat that's free and you think to yourself, oh, I might, sit there because it's a better seat. It's by the window. And then someone comes along and says, oh, you're sitting in my seat. I've got it. It's on my ticket right here. What do you do? Do you say, well, fuck you, I'm sitting here now? Or do you wait for do you wait for the fucking air stewardess to come along and tell you you're sitting in the wrong seat, sir, you're going to have to go and move to the seat that you were assigned?
More to the point as well, what the fuck was he doing with a knife at a school event?
Well, that's the other point as well.
What the fuck was he doing with a knife anyway? And how little regard does he have for his own life and others' lives to take the life of someone else over?
Clearly not enough. Clearly not enough. I mean, the fact that he snuck a knife in there in the first place makes me think that he was going to stab him anyway, regardless of where
unless
he was
going to stab.
Yeah. Well, carrying a knife is basically intent to use it.
Yeah, I would say this, that, I mean, it's not unheard of. I can go back to even my high school years where, someone had a weapon in the stands at a football game or American football game in high school and whatnot. But still, right? Like the intent, back then we were about fists, right? If you got your ass kicked, if you open your mouth and you got your ass kicked, you got your ass kicked, right?
Yep.
If your boy opened his mouth and you got your ass kicked by a couple of dudes because your boy couldn't keep his mouth shut, you got your ass kicked, right?
Exactly.
If someone talked shit to you and you knew you were going to get your ass kicked, but you still stood up for yourself, okay, you might have still got your ass kicked, but at least that person on the other end was like, wow, he knows I was going to kick his ass, but he stayed and he fought me anyway, right? So there was mutual respect. There is absolutely zero respect in the streets nowadays amongst anybody. We had an understanding with one another just by, as dudes, right? As men walking in the streets, we can look at other dudes and be like, we're constantly worried about violence against ourselves as men, because we never know what other man is going to be out of his fucking mind and do some crazy shit that we have to defend ourselves and our families, right? So we're always in a heightened status as men, right? But there was still always an understanding in the streets that you don't open your mouth, all right? You just don't know who my father told me growing up, you never know who you're fucking with, okay? So just keep your mouth shut. Don't start any fights, but you do your damn best to finish them if you have to, okay? Just go about your business. You might have to protect yourself, right? Protect yourself at all costs, but don't go out of your way to just go start shit. But again, we're used to as men having confrontation with other men, right? And we grew up our because of our ages, we grew up with the understanding that if you mouth off to the wrong person, you might get the snot kicked out of you.
Well, fuck around and find out, right?
You fuck around and find out, right?
Yeah.
But that
I was
watching.
Go on, Abe.
Well, like you were saying before, like people should learn to have thicker skins. Like if someone gives you some random insult for no apparent reason, you don't have to care about it.
It's true.
No, you just
carry on with your day. Who gives a fuck?
Move on with your fucking life. I mean, the thing is, when I grew up in one of the roughest estates in where we were living down south, and we were regularly getting to the fights where you would have literally all the males from one year of school beating the fuck out of all of the males from a different school, and then the third school would jump in, and we'd all literally have fucking bloody noses, bruises galore. We'd go home.
Royal Rumbles.
We would have had some wins. We would have had plenty of losses. But at the end of the day, they were all dealt with there and then. There was no grudges. There were no freaking weapons ever brought. You talk shit to the wrong person, you're likely to get fucking spanked for it.
Chat shit, get banged.
I've just figured out what it is. It's like, so the turning up like that armed without, declaring it to anyone and so on, that's a dishonorable thing to do. And the left, in my mind, don't actually have honor or respect honor. They are basically feral, and they're gonna act emotionally like animals would act if they're cornered or if they are just emotional. So it's just
one of the things that I was going to say was that I was watching, funnily enough, Jacob Ironside stream last night, and they were doing a sort of EFAP on the Rio Bravo, John Wayne and Dean Martin, etc. And one of the things that they brought up was, back in the old days, back in the 1800s and that, the Wild West, everyone had a gun, yeah? But one of the things that you notice is that they all seem to get into fucking fist fights rather than drawing their guns, because they knew that a gun is a fucking life ender, and not everything is worth, fucking killing someone over. You can punch someone, have a fist fight, you have an argument, you have a fist fight, you have a brawl, whatever, you don't need to whip your gun out. Nowadays, it's like you were saying earlier about you can defend yourself, right? And I thought that's what gun rights in the US were about. It was about defending yourself. Yeah, it's not about going out there and having more bravado because you've got a gun. It's like I can run that's what it seems to be nowadays. It's like I'll run my mouth more because I've got a gun. Yeah. In the olden days, it was, this is in case someone draws a gun on me. You get an asshole who draws the gun on me. I'm gonna fucking hopefully I'm gonna be quicker. And that was the point. It's like you didn't draw your gun back in those days because the other person might also have a gun and they might be fucking quicker. And this is one of the things that I maintain is that even in the UK, right, people were far more polite when they had a sword on their hip because you didn't know if the other person was better than you with that sword. And if if there was like a dishonorable sort of situation and they called a duel, do you know what I mean? It's like that was the thing. And it's the same with gun battles, weren't it? Like one-on-one sort of quick draw.
They were always supposed to be a deterrent. That's what all of it was supposed to be. The sword, the carrying a gun on your holster. They're all supposed to be there as deterrent or there to protect your life if someone tried to take it from you. But nowadays, you've got this generation that, like you say, is the bravado-ness of, I'm going to run my mouth because I've got this to protect me, and if anybody stands up against me, I'm going to pop a cap in their ass. The whole mentality is wrong.
And I'm glad you used that rap terminology as well, that sort of rap culture terminology. I'm going to pop a cap in your ass, because the majority of the time it's not fucking white guys that are going out there with their guns and turning around and saying, I'm going to pop a cap in your ass if you disrespect me. White guys are out there with their guns on their hip saying, I'm going to pop a cap in your ass if you try to fucking pop a cap in my ass.
Yeah, if you take more than one scoop of ice cream from the ice cream I've got, you're a goner, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, the like us older generation guys, right? Those of us, here in the US, like I said, I'm now in a free state, so having a pew pew is not an issue anymore. And but it's not just me, it's guys around my age. We don't talk about what we have, like when we're out in public. We don't need to let anybody know that we're carrying and stuff like that, right? The whole idea is, like we learn at a young age, and then it gets if you go into the military, it gets reinforced in the military.
Yeah.
You don't point your weapon in any direction unless you mean to fucking destroy it.
Yeah.
Okay. If you're not going to destroy what's in front of you, don't point your weapon downrange. That's just the way it is, right? So like if you learned it as a kid with gun safety, it definitely got reinforced if you went into the military. You understand that. Just don't point your weapon in a direction that you don't aim to destroy, period. So, those of us that, carry, and there's obvious millions of us here in the U.S. that carry, concealed carry and whatnot. We're not letting anybody know that, when we're out in public. Okay, we also understand that there are some places that, unfortunately, we can't carry. We think it's a violation of the freaking our constitutional rights, but it doesn't matter. We still respect whatever establishment we're going into, or we don't go into it at all.
Yeah,
and we go somewhere else, right? We know we have options. We don't have to go somewhere where they don't want us to have a weapon. But this culture, okay, of, again, going back to the diss culture, the gangster culture, however you want to put it, okay, is that, like you were saying, I'm going to carry a weapon, and because I have that weapon, I'm going to run my fucking soup cooler, and if someone pops back off to me, I'm just going to either plug them, I'm going to stab them, whatever it is. If I have a pipe, whatever, I'm going to smash them over the fucking head, whatever it is, because you have something to protect yourself. Whereas back in the day, like you were saying, even people who carried understood that, I don't need to necessarily pull this out to handle this situation. I can go we can go hands on with one another. If I get my ass kicked, I get my ass kicked. Most likely, if I can, I'm going to try to kick his ass, right? But I'm not going to pull out something that's going to freaking ultimately take a life when I'm not in a situation to take a life. But that mentality is gone.
It's the respect for life.
Yep.
Yeah. It's true. Even in the military, like, listen, those of us that, I have a combat tour and, prepared to freaking lose it all, right? But some of the biggest anti-war people, believe it or not, are us people in the military. We understand because we learn, right? As an American and as our ally, okay, the other NATO countries, we train like we fight. We definitely do that here in the United States. I mean, it is absolutely repetitive with the amount of training we do in the military, and we're constantly doing it so that it becomes second nature. But we also understand, because it has become second nature, that, we have the tools to actually freaking do some reals. One person or a fire team of 4 people have the tools to really fuck some shit up. Okay, so we go in with the mindset, even into a hot spot, that if we don't have to destroy something, we won't. But when the freaking ROE is destroyed, if you need to, and when we need to destroy it, we will. And obviously, it's not just the U.S. military; it's just the military as a whole, right? But this fucking culture in the streets nowadays, there's no common knowledge that, hey, you never know what that person is carrying, or you never know what that. Look, everybody does MMA nowadays, right? So even if you get into a hand-to-hand fight with somebody, you might really get the snot, really fucking, you get crushed by some dude who freaking is gonna choke you out in like 2 seconds, right? So if you don't have that mindset that, hey, I might be bad and I might be a badass, okay, I think I'm a badass, but there's always a bigger fish, right? Like if you don't have that mindset that, hey man, that day might come where my fucking number is pulled, okay, my man card's gonna get pulled, then they just walk around thinking they can't ever get their man card taken from them.
Yeah,
That's actually one of my favorite types of videos to watch at the moment. It's the fuck around and find out videos where
Those are
it's like
hilarious.
some
Yeah, I
dickhead
love
who
those.
doesn't want to leave other people alone, trying to fight someone who just wants to be left alone, and then they end up getting their fucking poo pushed in. You know what I mean?
Did you see the
You ever
bird
get
who
shit
pushed
pushed
the
back?
guy? Did you see the bird who pushed the guy in? It looked like in a
Walmart.
Yeah, like a
Walmart.
Walmart or something.
Walmart, yeah.
Mate,
and he just claps her up the face.
Yeah. And that's another thing, right? Like, okay, so my mother was a cop in the South Bronx, okay, for 20 years. So
Bronx.
so like she used to tell me all the time, right? She used to be like, hey, if I ever find out that you're fucking beating your woman, I'll arrest you myself. And I get that, right? Because we shouldn't be into just beating the shit out of women. But what she did tell me was, if you're in the street and some random fucking chick comes at you and wants to fight you like a man, you better knock our ass out like one. Because I'm gonna tell you this: if you think that women can't do damage in the streets and can't fucking hurt you, all right, you're wrong. All right, you're absolutely wrong. If a woman has a knife on her or she has something on her, okay, she can do serious damage. So that was my mom's freaking knowledge from the street, from the hood, was like, don't go looking for fights, like my dad used to say. Finish them if you can, and just because it's a woman on the other side, if you don't know her from your asshole, okay, where you can talk with her and stuff like that, do your best to try to talk the situation out with anybody, not even just a woman.
you
Just
always
try
try
to
and
talk.
talk it down.
You try to talk it down, but
De-escalate.
if some random chick comes at you in the street like a man, she told me you better knock her ass out like a man, because that'll be the end of you, especially if she's around other people.
Yep.
I've always been of the mind that if it's a woman, okay, women slap a lot, yeah. But as soon as she clenches her fist and forms a fist and starts throwing fists, that's it. You started fighting me like I'm a man now. Now I'm going to fight you like you're a man.
Yeah,
Kick her
it's
in the balls.
listen, a lot of chicks in the
Kick
hood,
her in the balls, yeah.
a lot of chicks in the hood could straight up throw with dudes. I've seen it. So like, if you think a woman, I know we hear enough people saying, oh yeah, because it's a woman, she can't. Yeah, women can do a lot of more damage because it's unsuspecting, because we think that because they're a woman and they might be smaller than us and stuff like that, that they can't do some shit. But I've seen some real devious chicks in the hood, all right, and do some real nasty shit to dudes that were unsuspecting. They didn't think that they can get done the way they did because it was a chick. So it's just like the saying says, man, just protect yourself at all times. And most of all, as a human being, don't put yourself in a situation where you're going to even have to be like that, right? Obviously, sometimes it just happens and there's nothing you can do. But I think as humans, we understand what situations we probably shouldn't put ourselves in, so that we don't get into a fight with somebody, or we have to worry about fucking plugging somebody. Obviously there are crazies in this world, real life monsters that want to just burn the world down and hurt people. But we as humans really got to do our best to not put ourselves in situations that can really mess us up.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, we're about to go to America for a holiday, and there's certain areas where people have said, "Yeah, don't go there, don't go there." We're not going to decide to just ignore that advice and just go there anyway.
Yeah,
I mean, if someone says don't go to an area, yeah, guess what? We're going to fucking skip that area.
Yeah.
Don't go looking for issues, and don't be ignorant to yourself being in a position where you are no longer safe.
Yeah,
I heard it's really fun on Skid Row. Could go there. I've heard it's great there.
Abe,
oh, here we go with this. Oh yeah,
Okay.
Shit.
Well, I think this is something Smu originally brought up. Yarny commented on it as well. and I'm not sure if I posted it in the Discord or not, the actual clip of the newborns howling. It's like the first howl of a direwolf in 10,000 years.
Yeah, well, it really isn't a direwolf, but
Yeah,
you know,
I mean,
direwolf light.
Yeah, basically.
I mean, they're technically not direwolves. They're genetically modified grey wolves.
Grey wolves.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find Yanni's link because
I start to wonder if people have stopped watching Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's just...
So this one
Don't
does
fuck
have
around
the
with
video.
me, you know.
This one does have the video of them crying.
Howling.
Oh yeah, I saw that one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
I mean, they're cute. I want one.
Yeah. Until they
It's gonna
rip your
be
face off.
when they're fully grown, they'll be about 6 foot long.
Yeah, this is the thing. They
about
look
5
like
further shoulder.
Yeah, they look like puppies now because they are. And then when they get a little bit older, they'll look like dogs and then wolves. And
Yep.
then when they get really older, they will be fucking terrifying. There's a reason why our ancient ancestors hunted them down and exterminated them.
Well, they tamed them. Well, maybe not the direwolf.
Not direwolves, no.
No, not
the
direwolves.
Timberwolf.
Direwolves would eat dogs.
Yeah.
Just straight up eat them. It's an interesting development.
But the thing is, these predators, they used to go, hunt the biggest prey in the Ice Age as pack hunters. So
yes,
they could take down anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest. If you want to resurrect a species, then at least do something that might not end up killing us, like the dodo.
Like beavers.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Yeah,
the dodo.
Dodos
the
back
dodo.
because they look silly.
Yeah,
And they've probably got good eating on them.
But the thing is, there's very little danger. In my view, there's very little danger. They have, even if they were to say breed 10 of these, you would have to let them loose in a fucking national park for them to go from 10 to 100 over the course of 10 years.
This is true,
It's
but
not something that isn't going to be able to be controlled easily.
Well, currently they've got quite a closely related group of 3, haven't they? One female, so they're cousins, and that's probably not a good idea.
You have to bear in mind, though, as
base
well.
a new population off. They'll have to find other genomes or
they're gonna
splice
make
the same.
more of them. Yeah,
they'll splice the same wolf sections into different individuals' genomes.
Linguini!
Yo,
rated the stream over on Rumble. Thank you very much indeed, brother.
Wumble.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean,
within 3 to 4 generations, all of the genes that made them direwolves and not modified wolves will resurface.
Mm-hmm.
No. The grey wolves will come back.
Well, in Britain, we've actually started to reintroduce wolves back into the wild, which I think is an incredibly stupid idea.
I mean, reintroducing wolves back in, fine. Arguably, especially in the UK where we don't have anything to hand to necessarily defend yourself against them.
Exactly.
But the thing is, there's very specific genes that have been modified with these wolves. They are grey wolves. They are literally 99.9% grey wolf.
This is literally the entire plot of Jurassic Park.
It is. And these fools, I guess, didn't read freaking Jurassic Park, or for that matter, or for that matter, didn't read Frankenstein. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's just it's insane. I don't know. What is the saying in Jurassic Park? Nature finds finds a way, whatever like that, or has
Jeff Goldblum's like nature finds a way.
You guys are acting like these are 50-foot fucking Tyrannosaurus. There's a difference between a 50-foot T-Rex and cute little puppy. We can just gun if they go crazy, we just bust out a gun.
Exactly right. We should start murdering them as puppies and keep them as puppies.
I mean,
no.
There is.
I'm saying if they get crazy on us, we can just murder them.
There is the issue that if these take on the stature of an actual direwolf, they will be 6 foot at the shoulder.
Yeah.
If that is the case. Now, you
bring back the short-faced bear.
Bring back hobbits. Fuck. They're going to be taller than I am. But that's beside the point. At least I can ride one into fucking battle.
That'd be awesome.
The thing that they need to do is obviously they need to maintain the life cycle, the entire life cycle for these animals, and see exactly what happens.
Yeah.
To see how far they grow, how aggressive they are, do all of the various different things. They need to have them in a fairly natural habitat anyway, in order for them to properly develop. But the thing is that this isn't as dangerous as you make it out. No way.
But now, where did they do this again? I didn't even see where they did it.
On an island.
Or was it Latvia, you said?
I think it was Latvia, yeah.
I think it was somewhere.
Yeah,
Eastern Europe,
I mean,
for sure.
It'd be different if, like, let's say they did it here in the U.S., where there's like they could be a natural predator to the overrunning of this, let's say, deer and whatnot, because deer just they fuck like rabbits too, and they overproduce, right? So it'd be different if they had something to eat. So what's the deal in Latvia as far as their natural, what they naturally prey on? What they would have naturally preyed on do they have that? I mean, do they have to cull some fucking deer by using these wolves? What's the deal?
Well,
Does anybody know?
The natural prey of these kinds of wolves, funnily enough, are humans.
Are all extinct.
Yeah, there you go.
We're the closest
No.
they would have.
No. There were so many megafauna species that these things co-evolved with.
They would eat us, but we wouldn't have been their natural prey.
Yeah, we wouldn't have been their food, their prey, their food.
Yeah, but that's the thing. All of those other creatures no longer exist.
Exactly. Yeah.
But
we'll be eating them.
But there's other large creatures they would go after rather than us first.
I got a perfect solution to this. So if we're going to bring back direwolves, if we're going to bring back direwolves, right, and then we're like the top of the food chain, but then they are starting to become top of the food chain, then we need to resupply the earth with what they would have originally hunted. So we need to, get some bigger. Bring back the mammoth. Bring back the dinosaurs.
Haven't they done mammoths though?
No, they've done mammoth mice.
Now, I'm sure they're currently gestating a mammoth, because it's like fucking 3 years or some bollocks.
Yeah,
I'm fucking almost certain they've already started gestating a mammoth.
Yeah. It takes me back to my childhood. Like, we used to see this shit on that. I don't know if any of you guys read Popular Mechanics back in the day.
Yeah.
Okay. But it wasn't just about mechanics. It was all kinds of science shit. And you would see the picture. There would be a picture, like a painting or a cartoon or whatever it was of the direwolf or the mammoth. Can we bring the mammoth back? And still, it's just like, it's like reading how the Popular Mechanics come to life with this shit.
Theta's got it right there. Forget all of these animals. Let's just bring back Norm Macdonald.
Yes.
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 Right.
I don't really like the idea of this CRISPR genome editing, though. At first, I was amazed by the technology, and in some respects, it could be useful, but unfortunately, it's been used for things like mRNA vaccines, etc.
Let's create chimeras at the first opportunity.
Well, this is what you're saying about the Pfizer vaccine, because anybody that's taken the Pfizer vaccine, they found simian, horse, and God knows what other DNA in the doodah, and you are now a genetically modified organism.
I mean, I was 90% gorilla to begin with, so I'm not too fussed about that.
10% flat. Yeah.
I was 5%.
So you're the person who makes Gorilla Glue.
Quick knuckle shuffle, Gorilla Glue.
That's what Yanni got stuck to a guitar with yesterday.
A little bit of Abe. Yanni was going to bring up this, just cover this off really, really quickly. Texas investigating cereal giant Kellogg's over food dye use. Cereals labeled as healthy include food dyes, those including Red 40 and Yellow 5.
Yep.
Petroleum based. Despite the concern, the additives were compliant with FDA regulations. Well, of course they're going to be compliant with FDA regulations if Kellogg's are paying them to sign it off.
Yeah.
The state... Yeah, go for it, Eric.
So, I mean, everybody knows the RFK Jr. fight he's been having for like 20, 30 years with not only Big Pharma, but Big Ag, which is, Kellogg's and Big Food and all that other stuff. And there is actually a movement within the states that are starting to, what do you call it, get rid of some of the stuff and making it illegal to put in the foods that come into these states. So, I think they need to just get rid of this shit. So if you look at the stuff from the 1980s compared to what we have now, and you look at the ingredients, it's like night and day.
But Kellogg's does cereal in the UK and Europe, and they have completely different recipes.
Absolutely, 100% correct. And it's funny because I was just about to say that. I was like, we need to go back to, I guess, go to the European model, because at one point we were on the same page as Europe when it came to putting ingredients in our shit. But it just, everything with big interests, Big Pharma, Big Food, Big Ag, they're just all tied in with their lobbyist movement that's been going on for the last 30 years, almost 40 years with this food shit. Because we obviously have a huge obesity problem. We got a health problem here in the United States. But I know RFK Jr. is changing things at the FDA. We're not going to see it all happen. I know people want to see it snap fingers and it happen. It's just not. That's just not how the government works. Yeah, look at that.
My question is. My question is, right, if we can produce in Europe, or if Kellogg's, for example, can produce foods in Europe that don't contain red dye 40 and yellow dye 5, whatever, right, what is the benefit for them to put it in American foods?
Well, the benefit is they're making more money. They're making more money here in the United States, right? So it's all tied together, right? So like the Big Food and Big Ag, however you want to put it, okay, they make the disease, right? Then Big Farm lies to the people, and they put their ads out on TV and say this is how we're going to cure disease. But if you look at any of the pharmaceutical companies here in the United States, they've never cured anything. All right. And so it's a big circle, right? It's a big circle jerk. They're all fucking just blowing each other and everything, and reach around all around. Okay. So, but the only people that it hurts the most is the fucking American public, and they're putting all this shit in there, but they put enough stuff in there to make the shit taste fantastic. Okay, so you eat it, you continue to eat it, right? So another thing, if you're on government assistance, they let you buy this crap and stuff like that, and a lot of the people who are on government assistance, they're the ones going to doctors as well, right? So it's a big circle of hey, we're gonna make the disease. You're gonna lie and say you're gonna cure the disease, and we're just gonna keep going, and this is gonna keep going and going. And we're hoping now with a guy like RFK Jr. that some of that stuff is gonna stop, and he's making some progress. But the bureaucratic machine in Washington D.C. is it's insane, right?
You know what's really funny about this image? Greg's muted, so fuck him. Do you know what I picked up about this image? The caffeine-free icon, the label on fucking orange juice, man.
Yeah, but what you don't, so you pay attention to the caffeine-free, all right, but you don't pay attention to the 100% natural flavors, which is not really natural flavors. It's just they lie to you and tell you that.
It's a concoction.
The only thing you see is caffeine-free. You just seen caffeine-free, and you're like, okay, I'm not gonna I'll give this to my kid, and he won't be bouncing off the walls at 8 o'clock at night when I'm trying to put him to bed.
And there's the difference. Basically. Made with real orange juice.
Yeah.
Isn't Fanta a sort of Nazi invention? You did say orange juice, didn't you?
I don't know the history of the company, so I couldn't tell you that. But
you say that, Jack, but yes,
Coca-Cola, and they like the orange juice.
It's not even a joke. Yeah.
Greg, you were gonna, 2 seconds, Eric. Greg, you were going to say
those two. I can't remember.
Go ahead, Greg.
Yeah, fuck him. Eric, you were more important.
I was gonna say, you just look at the color of the two, right? Like the one on the right is the European one, correct?
Yeah.
The that actually looks like orange juice and an orange drink, and looks to me, it looks more freaking inviting. It's like that looks more refreshing than that fucking yellow gelatin looking thing. It looks like, you know, sugar-free Jello that they just put in a freaking bottle and put in a fridge. That's what it looks like. The Fanta on the right looks more inviting to me. It looks more refreshing.
I would
It's
say
a
the American
thing.
one looks more like blood orange.
Do you know
It
what would
does.
be really, really interesting? It looks like a combination of a tangerine. But I'd be interested to see if they were both made on the same day, what the shelf life of the American one would be versus the
Longer.
shelf life of the
Longer,
European.
for sure. Longer for sure. It's all these extra ingredients. Is essentially what they're doing is putting. You just hit something, just bang. Okay, all of this extra shit is really preservatives to give it a longer shelf life. Is really what it is.
Yeah.
It's all bad and terrible for you, but it's preservatives, and that's what we do here in the U.S. We put a nasty amount of freaking, preservatives in our stuff. These chemicals. It's just for shelf life. Because if you take a can of something, right? That's like, we'll just say, freaking can of beans, pork and beans, right? All right, you see the shelf life will be 3 years from when they put it on the shelf. In all actuality, you could probably eat it 5 years after that. It's probably got an 8-year shelf life in real life because of all the preservatives and junk in it.
This is
Frank and beans.
This is also why we stay squishy a little bit longer in our coffins, guys, because there's so many preservatives in our bodies. By the time we kick the bucket, we actually stay juicy.
We're being
for a lot
preserved.
longer. Yeah, yeah.
Juicy.
Yeah, we stay juicy for fucking ages. Right, okay. I'm going to flip this one up really, really quickly just to give Hanayama something to talk about.
Ubisoft.
Ubi flop.
Hanayama? Are you there, sweetie?
Yeah, so Ubisoft is basically fucked. I mean, what else is new? Shock and horror. Yeah, so, but even their own investors are now seeking to sue them in France and get the voting rights on a new Tencent deal to not have some random subsidiary to be like, yeah, we have a deal that nobody knows how it's going to work out, but rather to actually force them to sell the IPs in question for round about 4 billion euros, and then have the have a dividend payout of round about 3 billion to the investors, use the remaining billion to kill company corporate debt, and then just outright sell them to fucking Tencent.
Yep.
Like, even Ubisoft's own investors literally are sick of their shit and be like, no, just fucking sell and get the fuck out of here.
Cool. Right, I'm conscious of time because we've got to wrap up shortly before Goat can go live. Greg, can you give me a quick 5-minute rundown of Troll Games?
Yes. Okay, so tabletop roleplay. Troll Games is a company. They've been producing a kind of D&D clone, an old school style game. It's not necessarily an old school the part of the OSR movement. It is its own thing, but I've mentioned it before whilst they were doing this successful crowdfunding for this mega dungeon set called Castle Zagic. Now, that was written by Gary Gygax. So after he stopped producing stuff for D&D and stopped working with TSR, he continued to write, he continued to run games, and he continued to work on his magnum opus. And he prepared a lot of his notes for publication with Troll Games before he died. And they've sorted out the licensing for all of that and gone ahead and had this amazing crowdfunding thing for the first 3 volumes. So these are going to be like full-size hardbacks with maps in boxes, every volume with its own box, or 5-volume set. The wilderness environments, town within it, all of the encounter areas in the wilderness area around it, and then like 15 levels of dungeon underneath the castle.
Yep.
And they did the crowdfunding wrapped up the other day, and they got up to 550 beforehand, but they did this thing with a backer kit called Overtime, where they just went live on Twitch and said, we're going to stay live. Every time someone donates, we'll extend the stream for 10 minutes and we'll see how long we can stay live. And they made something like, so $50,000 in 12 hours in the overtime stream.
Pretty good.
So many people were watching it and contributing every 10 minutes that they kept going. They kept pushing it on, and they added an entire book into the project for this. So more of Gary Gygax's original vision is going to be added in. Nice. It's just going to be like the pinnacle of his work, and I think it's just going to be really influential going forward, and I just wanted to congratulate them.
Congratulations.
Very good.
Right.
Very good.
Very, very quickly, conscious of time, Paul, just so that everyone's got something on the agenda covered. Paul, can you just take us through this quick couple of minutes?
Yes. So, for those that don't know, Schedule 1 is a new indie game on Steam that just released a couple weeks ago and has blown up in popularity. It's a drug creating dealing simulator. It is fantastic. It's great. The art style looks very Rick and Morty like, which is I think one of the appeals of the game. And so they are currently being sued by the guys that made Drug Dealer Simulator. And they are claiming that Schedule 1 uses elements from the Drug Dealer Simulator series, the plot, their mechanics, and UI, and it's enough to warrant further action. It's no one knows for sure if the company's just getting butthurt because this game blew up, and it's honestly like if you look on SteamDB, it's like one of the top played games of all time.
Yeah.
It's crazy how much it blew up. So it's just a little funny that they suddenly, but also I do know someone that said that they did try out the Drug Dealer Simulator, and they're like, the beginning is awfully very similar, so there is a little bit of similarities between the two. And as it says in this Gamer Rant thing over here, it says copyright cases for gaming may be complicated, while there are plenty of examples of studios successfully defending their IP, such as the Pokemon with I'm blanking on the name. Palworld, yeah, exactly. So Palworld had to remove their Pokeball style, aspect of the game to, because of Pokemon. Damn you, Nintendo. There's still, cases still being looked into, and we don't know what's going to happen, but Schedule 1 may need to remove some things, change some things around, but I'm pretty sure the game is going to just carry on. Just carry on.
The thing is that the game's going to blow up even more the more that shit like this happens. Right. Conscious of time. We're going to do a few memes. So we're in the meme section, guys. We're in the last knockings of the show, and then we're going to wrap up. And then we'll say our goodbyes and see where we're going.
Oh, jeez, this one.
If these anti-racism classes, my ass will attempt to penetrate your ass as mine.
Thank God you said mine.
Should my ass find any memories that reveals your ass to be a racist, we'll be sending your ass to Azkaban prison. You feel me? Now, any questions your ass want to ask?
I do have one, actually. How is it that you can evidently pronounce arse correctly, but you're incapable of pronouncing arse, which is basically the same word, but with a curse out at the end?
Another word that is cuz, motherfucker, cuz. Tango your ass.
Time to set up my 4chan account. No one's around to hear me say it. Wow, and these don't even list the per capita numbers.
See your ass combing your hair and growing yourself a yee-ass mustache.
We've been out for 10 seconds. We're gonna put this rest.
Racism don't rest, so we can't either. Now sit your ass down. 2 number 9s, a number 9 large. Now that is some tasty fried chicken. It's possible to get the fried chicken put inside of the watermelon.
Sir, that's the 4th time you've asked us that today. I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to leave the premises.
I'm sorry, sir. I...
Get your ass out of here, boy.
Get your ass out of here, boy.
And then he called me the N-word and he left.
I'm terribly sorry, sir.
Damn straight. I'm gonna need some reparations over this shit.
Perhaps we can order some fast food to help ameliorate the situation.
Ameliorate? I never heard of that spell.
I simply mean to cheer you up.
Ah, I see.
Some burgers, perhaps? Some pizza?
Pizza? Why can't a nigga you take me for? Expecto Patron!
Chicken. After all this time.
Always, motherfucker.
Always, motherfucker.
Got a little Samuel L. Jackson there.
Yep.
Hilarious.
I was wondering about that. I was like,
That's funny.
Yes.
I saw this the other day. That's great.
Narnia, 67%. Mars, 54. Middle Earth, 45.
I saw this. This was pretty funny.
Yeah.
I saw this the other day, literally in a chat room with my brothers, and
that was
they were
pretty
laughing
funny
about it, and I was just like, "You're so fucking lame."
It's pretty fucking funny.
Oh, mate. I was fucking laughing my cock off when I fucking seen this shit.
The misheard lyrics? Yeah.
No, this is not misheard lyrics.
This is live on stage.
This is live on fucking stage, mate.
Seriously? Oh my god.
Honestly, let me just rewind it.
Mais qu'est-ce que tu chantes? Les paroles de la chanson. Burger, nuggets, nuggets, burger. C'est pas du tout ça les paroles. C'est harder, better, faster, stronger. C'est ce que j'ai dit. Non, pas du tout. T'as dit burger, nuggets, nuggets, burger. Qu'est-ce qui t'arrive, bonhomme? C'est parce que j'ai trop la dalle. 3 jours que j'ai pas mangé. Pourquoi? Impossible d'enlever mon casque. J'en ai vraiment marre de ta gueule. T'es qu'un loser, 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 loser. Ah ouais, ta mère, ton père, ta sœur. Regarde ça pour voir. Ta mère, ton père, ta sœur.
I just thought it was fucking hilarious.
Daft Punk.
Yep. Sure, a couple of the subtitles being slightly incorrect. It is bob on. It is bob on.
Oh god, yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Like, you can tell this guy's had too much fucking speed.
Yep.
Jesus.
A visual representation of how crack works.
That kid's autistic as shit.
Yeah.
Well,
wow.
that guy's gonna grind his teeth into oblivion.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Oh, that's fucking sweet. Do 2 more, and then we'll wrap it up with roundabout.
Hashtag all cats are bastards.
Oh, this
All
one,
cats are
This is
beautiful.
Cats are beautiful. Fuck off.
That can be cured
Love
with diet and exercise.
Yeah.
The hard part is getting your wife to diet and exercise.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of their memes. Are pretty funny.
Yeah, they are fucking hilarious.
Her reaction is like,
He's like, "What?
what?
Yeah.
Are you saying I'm fat, honey? What?
Eating directly out the fridge.
Terry slap.
Terry slap.
All right. This will be the last meme of the day.
This is gonna be great.
Larry, what the hell are you
You get a slap and you get a slap. You gotta get out of here.
Fucking Return of the Sausages.
What the hell are you
Mate, I can just literally watch this all day.
Yeah, brilliant.
Noah.
Love it.
What the hell are you
Just smacking the taste out of everybody's mouth.
Fucking love it.
Yeah.
Fucking love it. Right. that is the meme section. Anything that we didn't cover today, we'll push out and we'll cover on the next, providing that they are still. Oh, hello. Providing that they are still relevant, we'll catch up with them on the next show. So let's go around the horn, find out what we're doing, where we're going to be, and then we'll get everybody out of here. Smu the DJ.
Hey, you can catch me on Goat's channel in 10 minutes, or less than 10 minutes now, to talk about Settlers of Catan. It's going to be fun. Tomorrow, Party Animals, and straight after Devil May Cry 5, because I want to get this. Any excuse to replay that game, I'll take it. That's all.
Let's go.
Happy days.
Monday, I'm going to shit on the animated series. It's probably going to be 3 to 4 hours long, so just brace yourselves. I might get a little bit vocal and cussy, so brace yourselves.
Happy days.
Smooth. Just going to call everybody cunts.
Yes.
Jack.
Hello, you
Talking of
cunts.
Hello, you
I'm Jack Tarlad. You can find me on all my socials at Jack Tarlad. Tomorrow we have, hopefully, we have Yarnwich being the guest adventurer on Read and Roll. So come and check her out. And that's what I've really got going on at the moment. But I do want to plug my Rumble and YouTube channels for Read and Roll. I've got 2 brand new channels that I've created specifically for the content that we put out on Read and Roll. So I'll pop those in the chat in just a second, and please go and follow if you can. That'd be great. Otherwise, I'll see you next week here.
Perfect. Yeah, modern technology. Tombi's doing his bit. Greg.
Greggy.
I'm not doing anything. I'll be here next week.
Yay.
Beelzebub.
Yeah, between now and next week, you'll find me on Tombi's channel tomorrow for Party Animals, on Saturday for Anime After Dark. Have we decided what we're watching yet?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Maybe. Okay.
And then on Tuesday as well. On Saturday morning, you'll find me on Beelzebub, and then in Saturday night, British time that is, you'll find me on Samuel the Infamous's channel.
Happy days. Pleasure as always. Thank you very much indeed for coming today. We'll skip over the special guest for a second, Hanayama.
Obviously, bullshitting on Twitter, the usual business. Saturday, Anime After Dark with Lazarus and From Old Countrymen to Master Swordsman.
Lazarus, yes.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna watch Lazarus.
Oh, I can't wait.
There was no fucking way I'm gonna skip that one. Like, hell no. So yeah, that's what's going on.
Happy days, happy days. Paul.
Check me out at Paul Hadouken. Real quick, my story today about Schedule 1. They've responded there is no lawsuit. It was a potential infringement that they were looking over, but they started getting review bombed on Steam.
Yep.
The drug dealer simulator guys, and they're like, please, we're not stop with the negativity. We're not going to do a lawsuit. So just a quick. They got bullied. So
they also got retaliated by dropping negative reviews on Schedule 1 now.
Yeah, so that just wanted to update that story really quick. But yes, come check me out at Paul Hadouken.
War.
I know, it's so hilarious. Check me out.
Turf Wars.
Yeah.
Paul Hadouken.
AK Rowling got involved.
Did it?
Hadouken.
Hadouken. Tomorrow, I'm doing Elden Ring as I stream only on Thursdays on my channel. On Saturdays and Sundays, I do the streamings over at the Company Boys. And Friday night, Beelzebub. Saturday morning for you people across the pond. And then back here for the Hump Day.
Hump Day.
It was a blast. Chat, go fuck yourself.
Eric.
Eric.
Well, I'd like
yourself the way, brother.
I will first like to thank you all for having me on this panel. It was a fantastic discussion, and I really, truly appreciate it. Hanging out with all of you, your chat is absolutely very, very active, and it was just great to be part of. So you all can find me on my BigRedOneGuy channel on YouTube and also on Rumble. I go live on Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm actually going to be going live here in 2 hours. So please come over, join us. You'll get into some politics always, because politics is always in us, unfortunately. And you can also find me on Instagram, BigRedOneGuy. Find me on Twitter, X, BigRedOneGuy. True Social, BigRedOneGuy. And also, please come to our Discord. We'd like to have some of you to join our movie night on the 19th. And the name of the Discord is Big Red One Guy's Patriot Hangout. And also, I'm gonna have a Patriot panel at the end of this. We have one at the last Friday of the month, and we're gonna invite Tom Lee back in to come hang with us. He didn't get a chance to come with us last time, so we want him back. But again, thank you all for having me. It was a fantastic discussion.
Happy days.
Yeah.
Always a
Go
pleasure.
fuck yourself.
Go fuck
I'm just wondering.
Thanks for hanging out, Eric.
I'm just wondering if Scott escaped.
Yeah, I think we lost. I think we might have lost Scott. I'll plug him in really quick.
Yep.
He's the RedDayWalker on Instagram, Patriot Daywalker on Rumble. He actually has some pretty good drops that he drops on the weekend. He does like a recap of the week of everything that's going on in the government that Trump's doing, that's the media is not putting out. So he has some pretty good stuff, and he goes live with me on Mondays and Fridays, 8 p.m. Eastern. So please, come and hang out with us.
Yep.
You guys were very, very active in this chat. We'd love to have you join our community and become part of our family as well.
Indeed. Indeed.
Awesome.
And that we will 100% do. There's one thing that we always do within this community, much as everybody hates the word community, but it's the only one that really fits us all right now.
It's
we
true.
We love just interacting with everybody, especially our panelists, especially our guests. We're all in it together. Right. For me, I will be back at some point, and that is the end of the show. I need to
Really
kick
pushing
everybody
us
out.
today.
I need to
Go.
kick everybody out. Otherwise, Goat's going to have my bollocks in a vice. Until then, guys, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much indeed. Let's leave it
Have a
the
good night,
outro.
everyone.
Bye.
Chat, go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself.